We live. Welcome back, all you beautiful people, to that We Got Action podcast. Fresh off that Valentine's break, you know what it is. Yeah, Valentine's kind of fell on a bad day for us. We do record on Tuesdays, so kind of knocked
Yeah.
three of us out of commission. So we're back, better than ever. Isaac's got finals this week. He gonna be back next week, ready to argue and go through it because it's love, nothing but love over here. So we're going NBA and NFL, just kind of retouch on some stuff that we did. Fortunately, it was a pretty bad week to miss last week, but we got a lot of juicy stuff coming in. Trade deadline talk,
follow up.
Super Bowl recap, all that jazz. Hey, also before we get into it, MLB pitchers and catchers last week. Everyone's been back the last couple days. I believe the games start Thursday or Friday.
It's gonna be exciting.
Yo, spring training's back, boy. I know. I'm hyped, but go Sox. It's a bounce back year for us. So not for you, but for us.
Hey.
For us.
Our roster's better than yours.
You only missed out.
Please, I want to hear that.
Okay.
I want to
Anyway,
hear that.
We're
NBA
not owned by Reinsdorf.
we're going in. Yeah, your ownership's better, not the roster. So we're gonna start off. All-Star Weekend was this past weekend, which was honestly. I'm gonna just start off. Danny, you want to know our viewpoints? It was kind of a nightmare, in my opinion.
It was mid.
Outside,
Very
it was mid. It was below mid.
Eh,
I missed the game, the actual All-Star game.
You didn't miss much.
that's
you
what I
didn't miss
heard.
much.
Without
You didn't miss
Steph
much.
and without Giannis playing, you didn't miss much because
No.
Steph brings the excitement and Giannis brings the competitiveness.
Mhm.
So both of them
Braun went
made the game.
First quarter, right? Or first half, at least.
Second quarter, I think he went up
Yeah.
and
Yeah, he
got
blocked
his
the rim.
finger.
Who,
on the
LeBron?
rim. Yeah.
LeBron. Yes. Yeah.
So,
he was trying to
I
do
mean-
a chase down block, got stuck.
I don't know. I thought it was mid. Shout out Mac McClung. I think
Yeah.
he saved the fucking weekend.
The as usual 3-point contest was solid, but
Solid. Hey, they made me shout out Dame. He made me money. I put money on him right before it started.
Did you?
I did.
I said
I hedged
What were
between
the odds?
anybody.
What were the odds for him?
I'd have to search through and find it. He was the favorite.
Was it plus or no?
Small amount, I believe.
Oh, okay. Not too
Small
bad.
amount.
At least you got some out of it.
Yeah, I only
At
did
that
like
point.
$10 to win like
I mean-
20, something like that. Nothing crazy.
And
I wasn't trying to lose. But yeah, Mac McClung put on a fucking show, dude.
Dude, it's
that
too
that
bad
made
that
me
I just wanna
feel-
say-
nobody
I-
else did because
I do want to say something about that. He didn't like. I don't
He
get
didn't
where
what?
these people. I don't get. No. I'm happy that he did well, but I don't like that this is. Oh, he saved the dunk contest. The dunk contest is never going to be saved. He
the
just
dunk
saved it for the
contest will be
weekend.
saved when superstars do it
What
again.
was super,
Because that
He really-
a superstar doing an like an average dunk means more than some random guy that half the and casual NBA fans don't know
Correct.
trying some crazy thing that they can't hit and then having to go for a windmill just to get points on the board.
Yeah.
bro. I'm just saying. I disagree. I do think he saved it.
I think he
I think he saved it because if it
I
was
think it's a different
it wouldn't
outlet.
be-
Yeah.
it
It
would not
provides a
be
different
another
outlet.
fucking thing.
no, I think that I do think that if it was as
If it was
bad,
bad
as
like last year and the year
I think
before,
they would have completely changed.
They would've-
They might have scrapped it.
Yes.
They might have completely changed.
now
the
you're
way it
looking at him
works.
coming back with some savage shit next year
Yeah,
again.
I mean Zion said he's willing to. He's looking at competing in it next year.
Josh said,
probably won't-
Josh said a billion likes and he'll go in. But no, dude, he did some crazy shit. He
Yep.
had like a 540 in there.
Yeah,
He had the slam reverse.
smallest guy. on
Victor
while
jumping
Oladipo
over
did the
somebody.
same. Victor Oladipo did the same dunk.
Was Victor Oladipo G League a 6'2" white boy?
No, you're
Come
right.
on.
You're right.
A 6'2"
man.
white boy
You're
making
right,
that
you're
shit
right.
look easy. My favorite one hands down, which I think went under the radar, was actually the one Lisa Leslie gave a 49 to. Because or else he would have had
all 50.
all 50s every round. Is
Mm.
where he did like he like so he went up for the dunk, right? And he like
Oh, was it
faked
the
this
dub-
way.
The double,
Yeah.
the double clutch.
The-
He
double-
he basically
yeah.
did two. No, not the double clutch. He did the two dunks where he went here, and then he looked like he was about to just do like a reverse, but then instead he brought it between his legs and then shifted and dunked it like this, bro. It was
I'll
the
have to
second
double
one.
check.
It was the
I'll have to
second
double
one.
check.
The body
He was-
Because I know he did.
Rip-
I know he
rip-
did the double. Like he did the double take. The
Yes,
double
but he
clutch.
jumped
that
over
one, but
somebody.
okay.
That was his first one in the finals.
Mhm.
It was the second
Okay.
dunk. He like approached it and he looked like he was just gonna do like a splash, like fucking between his legs and behind the head. But when he pulled
Yeah.
it between his legs, he then like had the body control to 180 and do like a two-handed
Mm.
windmill at the same time. So he basically fucking
Yeah.
did 2 dunks at the same time. I was like, is Lisa Leslie blind? That shit was cold. Like, there's not a soul that can do that. That you have to have the body control to be able to twist like that. I don't know. Oh boy, saved
They
it.
did.
Jericho
Yeah.
Sims.
Skills contest was trash.
I
The
didn't-
skills
I missed it.
contest was
I
trash.
missed it. I
Did
got
you
that
see
for
the
That was
shit?
so bad. That was so bad.
They gotta stop
That
throwing
was
that
terrible.
Antetokounmpo's in there. Those
Yeah.
boys can't shoot.
No,
It's
it's
so
so
bad.
bad. I gotta say, Jericho Sims. I had some hope because I've seen him dunk in game, and that
That's
man
what he is.
a
It's
monster
an
in
in-game
game.
dunker.
He did the same dunk twice, and the second time he pulled himself up on the net.
He did one to his
Yes.
elbow and then one to his shoulder.
Yeah, but it's, he literally
Yes.
grabs the net, puts his thing, and then come on, man.
It was
He, like,
really bad.
then he brought that. I literally saw him grab that paper. I'm like, it's gonna have a 50 on it.
The
It's
fact
gonna
that
be
he
so
even got, I
embarrassing.
think he got like a 46 point something out of that. I was like, really?
Yeah.
I was like, can I get a 30?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
dude, that was
probably did.
trash. Worst to best. Worst skills.
Yep.
You never doubt
Second
about it.
worst was the game. Third worst, or I guess if we're going up, so the worst, then the next above that was the game, then the 3-point,
Yeah.
then the dunk for me.
Apparently,
I had a
Oh,
blast.
so
wa-
dunk.
I had a blast
liked
watching
it.
Mac McClung.
I did too. I
really
it was
did,
really
dog.
fun. We were
I
watching
really
it.
did.
As,
I
like,
didn't-
we had a little
okay.
group.
And same with oh boy, the other dude that got second.
Trey Murphy.
Thank you.
Trey
I
Murphy,
thought he
yeah.
was solid too.
He was solid. He
I
It
thought
was
he
solid.
too.
And it's,
It was
and
I mean,
solid.
he's
not known for
6'9", 6'10", so it's easier for him to kind of
being- yeah,
get up there. But he had a couple dunks where he's eye to eye with the rim, above the
Mhm.
rim.
and he's not known really
Yeah.
as a dunker. He's
Exactly.
he's known as a shooter. So
Yeah.
That I
But
thought
he was
them
really
two-
smooth with it, was surprising to me.
It's
Yeah.
just them. They were both hitting it on their first tries,
Yeah.
and like it doesn't.
Yes.
That's what I was told Dave in the group chat. It doesn't have to be crazy. Doesn't have to be nothing you've never seen before.
the second you mess
Hit it
one up,
clean,
it kills your
Hit it on your first try. Put some authority into it.
Yeah.
Do something maybe that is difficult. I mean, Mac pulled a couple things that you hadn't seen before, but the other two we've seen. But it's just I
Mhm.
don't know. There's just something about being able to slam the rim and hearing it kind of whiplash back up.
Yeah.
Play the crowd a little bit. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought they did a good job. I could have watched them two for like an hour, honestly, just them two.
Bring back Aaron Gordon and Zach Levine.
like-
That's all.
Bro, Mac McClung will give him a run for his money.
We rewatched.
It's just
that dunk
exciting when he's
contest
that
afterwards.
short and you don't
Yeah.
expect it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know, and it makes every
That's what it
dunk
was.
look better too
Right.
when you're 6'2" and
You're
you're getting
floating.
up there.
That's my
That's all it
opinion.
was.
Apparently, the
But-
celebrity game was pretty fun. That I guess people had.
I watched the first
It's
half.
a- it's always-
I can't.
It's always
but
It's a layup
it-
fest, really.
it's one of those things, right? It is what it is. They're not. Most of them aren't very good.
Yeah.
DK had 20, 10, and 4, and then got a drug test
Yeah.
request.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
like
that
at least I think as entertainment value, at least you get to watch. I think it's probably more entertaining than the actual All-Star game
Probably
right
more
now.
entertaining.
It's
to play
it
in.
is because it's like you see people who come in that are out of their element, but like
Yeah,
they still
right.
make the fun. They still try hard, but they still make the fun out of it at the same
And
time.
then occasionally you'll get somebody like DK who's whether he's
Just
good,
a
someone,
freak
or
athlete.
you had like Sacrament or what the Secretary of Education that like during Obama's
Yes,
terms,
yeah.
he came
yeah.
out there and started hoping like every once in a while you just get somebody who shows out one way or another, and that's real fun. That's a lot of fun too. So
Yeah,
at least that has some that somehow has more life than the actual
Wish they
All-Star
could get a
game.
shooter in there because I feel like
Yeah.
it's just a turnover and layup fest. But yeah, it is pretty fun to watch them just kind of mess
Yeah.
around with each other.
yeah. But I mean, overall, it was.
I guess maybe you're right. Mid. Maybe it's mid. Maybe it was mid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't like too hyped up about it. I didn't watch the All-Star game Sunday, but I heard from seeing everybody and like then watching highlights of it, it was like, because they're
Jaylen
still
Brown
doing
said
that
it best, a
scoring.
glorified
There's-
layup line.
Yeah, because they're still doing that scoring where it's similar to the basketball tournament, the TBT, of where they have the target score. But really, the only time it meant something was the year after when they implemented it that Kobe had passed, and that was
Yeah.
the only time that it was
Right,
an
and
exciting game.
Giannis was like slapping the floor and actually D'ing up people. Like that was actually
That's-
exciting to watch.
Like that's the thing. Now I think this just outplayed itself at this point.
Mm.
I think it's something that we need to figure out. Is there another way that we can probably do this, or more like an incentive or even just get rid of it? But you're not going to get rid of it at that point. But
I mean, with the
still, it's
mid-season
just
tournament, maybe.
Can the guys just like half try? Like you don't got to be taking charges,
You know,
and flying for
the
blocks
thing-
and stuff.
the
but,
thing was,
just
is
stay in
like-
front of your man.
the thing was too is like I understand in the summer, you're going to play harder because you're working on stuff when people aren't watching.
Mhm.
I understand. But it's like you would think that you'd want to put on a good show. Like people see threes and everything else during the regular season. Like you would think that they want to see something different or at least see everybody be competitive. I saw a little clip from Kobe and he's like, I love the All-Star game because we all were competitive and we all tried and I always wanted to win it.
Mhm.
There was that competitive edge because you have literally the two best players in the world competing on a top stage with millions of people watching, but you're not going to try hard. What's the point then?
Yep.
What's the whole point of the game?
I agree.
And it's coming down to that. It seems like it's a waste of money for people too, because it's like, okay, just see them,
MLB
little
All-Star
dunks.
game for the win.
That we talked about it when we first started
Best.
this. Like during the summer, it's the best. It's the best one. It's undefeated.
I think the
Undefeated
concept
club.
of baseball makes it easier, but still,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I like it.
Mhm.
All right, let's shift gears though. Let's shift gears. It was a mid-weekend. Shout out Mac McClung. We're gonna run with Kyrie and Luka in the backcourt.
It's
I mean, they've already played a few games.
yeah, they're still learning how to play with each
Right.
other.
We had the one
They-
game where they got down to the last shot.
and
They
they
could have
just
had.
passed it back and
They
forth.
basically, was playing ping pong with each other, going back and
Yeah.
forth. But
Yeah.
it's what I said. I think 2 weeks ago. Then it's just
Mhm.
Kyrie's the perfect number two.
Mhm.
Like he can do anything you need him to do as a number two, including being a number one on like a Luka's off
Yes.
night or like when Luka's getting doubled.
Or
Like
if
you
need
can't
the
single
rest or
Kyrie.
whatever.
He can break
And
down
honestly,
anybody with 3 to 5 dribbles in the league. It's that easy for him.
offensively, it's been pretty seamless. Like that's where kind of I knew defensively they were gonna suck. I already knew that, but how seamless they were offensively and how they actually mesh with one another is actually pretty crazy to me, because I didn't think it was gonna work out that simple. But it shows. I think it's more the adaptation of Kyrie than it is the adaptation of Luka, in my opinion.
Because like I said, he's like the perfect number two. It's
Yeah.
very few players. Him, Zach.
When you can score on all three levels, you can catch and
mean,
shoot.
there's
You
not
can
many,
create
but
for
maybe,
yourself, create for others.
maybe a Brad
Yeah.
Beal at a 2 guard. Just
Mhm.
guys that can just do that. But I just think Kyrie's ability to 3-tier score, but his handles is what makes him so
Mhm.
good at number two. Like Luka can dribble out the clock and give the ball to Kyrie with 5 seconds left, and Kyrie breaks somebody down like that
Mhm.
in 3 to 5 handles and gets a quick jab step 2 or step back 3, like something manageable quick. Or he can catch and shoot, or he can get it to the hole. Like he can literally do anything off of Luka. I think it's perfect match. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it's been pretty
Yeah.
seamless, like you
We'll
said.
see how they can integrate as a whole team, because I think that's going to
Yeah.
be the biggest key, right? Is
Keeping Christian Wood hot like he was pre-trade,
pre-injury.
pre-injury.
But and also I think they got Maxi Kleba coming back soon,
Mhm.
who's probably their best defensive player now that DFS is gone.
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway's got to get back to where he was.
He also had a hamstring strain. Bullock finally started picking it up.
He's been fairly
he's-
consistent this season.
He started off really bad.
He was abysmal. He's abysmal earlier.
But
in
I
the
think
season.
he plays hard defense.
he's a good
Yeah.
he's a 3-and-D
long
guy.
defense.
Yeah.
And when he's hitting shots, they're tough to beat.
Mhm.
They
When it
just-
was him
yeah.
and DFS,
Yeah.
now he's got to hold a lot more of the load there. But
I think they do have the
they can still
potential
make
to
a
be.
run.
I think that they could. I think for them, it's just a matter of them staying healthy at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I
right,
think that's
right.
what it's really going to come down to is health. Like their offense is going to be there. Their defense is going to maybe have some hot stretches, but a good comparison is to where when Brooklyn made it to the Eastern Conference Finals going up against Milwaukee, like they were lighting Milwaukee up. Like one
Mhm.
game, Milwaukee lost by like 43 points, 138 to
Right.
95. And the Nets still had one of the worst defenses in the league going into that time.
Right.
It's a recipe that can work offensively, but everything has to be at the right
Yeah.
points defensively.
It's an
in order
effort
for
thing.
it to-
When you're hitting shots
Yeah.
offensively, it instantly makes you want to defend more.
Yeah, and it gives you time to
Yeah.
get
The
set
energy's
as
there.
well.
Right. You
which
get
is
the back pedal, you get to get the defense set. You're not always doing fast breaks and
Yeah.
so yeah, I agree with
It's
that.
weird though. I think this team I've just kind of like, I guess like my MO saying of this team just needs to make the playoffs, I think.
Mhm.
And because
The
I think
Warriors
they're both-
action.
Yeah, I think that they're just going to go crazy. At least offensively between the two. I'm going to be curious to see the
I
supporting
mean,
cast
that's
and how
two
they
of
actually
the
come.
5
But
best half court players in the game.
dude,
I do think that it's good. It's going to be even like they obviously got better and they're a threat in the West now. But
Yeah.
some of the other teams in the West got better. It's going to be.
I
these
feel
playoffs
like
are gonna
I
be
feel
a
like
gauntlet.
though what makes it, well, we kind of said that last year about like Kyrie and KD and the
Mhm.
Nets,
Mhm.
but there's no defensive juggernauts in Miami or Milwaukee
That's very true.
or Boston like in the East has.
There's
There's
no
not
team
really
that's great.
defensive juggernauts in the West.
I think Memphis is the only playoff team that's top
I would-
five
yeah.
defensively in the NBA. I think
But
the
they've
rest
been
of
What
them-
have,
suspect this
what have
last
they
2
shown you in the
months.
playoffs yet?
Yeah.
though?
Yeah.
It's a whole nother story when you got Luka's already killed teams in the playoffs. Kyrie's
Yeah.
done it his whole
And
career.
Steven Adams is a guy that can cost you a game because
Right.
he's been shooting what, like 38%
Exactly.
from free throw this season, something
Yeah.
like
You could
that.
pull him out, do similar to like a
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert situation there.
And similar again,
Yeah.
Jaren Jackson too.
If he gets into foul trouble, then you got to play the other one.
Mhm.
Brandon Clark would
Yes.
have to play big minutes in the
Yeah.
come playoff time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you're not wrong though. That's a recipe that could really, really be trouble for other teams in the West.
I mean, just and like Vitor said, like what Luka did last year,
Mhm.
mainly by
Ew.
himself,
Oh.
along with Jalen Brunson, assisted heavily. But the fact that Luka
But you just
carried,
upgraded straight from Jalen Brunson to way
Oh.
better in Kyrie.
yes,
Like it's insane. Maybe you lose a
Yeah.
little bit on the offense. I personally don't think Kyrie's much of a slouch on defense. I'm sorry, you lose a little on defense. I
Yeah.
feel like
Yes,
Jalen was
yeah.
definitely better at reading passing
To be
lanes,
fair,
overall
though, I will
better,
say
smarter defender. But I think Kyrie at
Kyrie
least
can
has
put
a
up a
lot
good
of
fight with it.
effort. He puts,
No,
I think he puts in a lot of effort.
he has. I think this season specifically,
Yeah.
he's been. I think he's probably had his, at least numbers wise, his best
One of his-
defensive
it's
season.
one of
He's
yeah.
at like 1.7 or 1.5 steals, something like that. And
But he's
even
not
at,
a
like,
player.
0.8
He's not like a
blocks.
Trey who's just going to get
Yeah.
out of the way. He makes you earn your bucket.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And so like you have that, as long as the defense, as long as the team learns how to defend
As a
around
unit.
the
Mhm.
guy, right? If he can just stay in front of his guy and
Mhm.
you only
Right,
got to
right.
worry about Luka's one-on-one defense,
Right.
it makes it a lot
Even if you
easier.
if somebody could just get Luka to defend a little bit, he's got the body.
God,
for
if
it,
he
so
can just
Dude,
slide
Luka
his
can
feet a
do
little
it.
faster.
Luka can do
I think,
it. That's
and
the
I think
thing.
if they get close, they can definitely you'll
He's a
see
post
that
defender.
motivation.
Yeah.
But again, we got
Speaking of good
KD,
teams in
we
the
got the
West,
Suns. We'll slide in those seamless transition here. The new look
Mm.
Suns.
an
They
unbiased
pulled it off.
report without
They
Isaac.
pulled it off. Very unbiased. Very unbiased here. We don't have Isaac in
Wow.
the Suns jersey here, but Jesus Christ, man. To be able to keep DA and Book
And Chris Paul.
and Chris Paul.
Yeah,
I mean, we've
That's
already seen
wild.
what Michael has done since he's gone off. I think they're gonna miss him, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always
He's gonna
said
go
it.
crazy.
well, he was already in his he was playing very, very well, leading that team
Yes.
In the absence of Devin Booker. And I
For
think
me,
But the
he's
fact
always
now
just
that he
been
has the full
consistent
keys,
offensively.
Yeah.
But again,
Yeah.
like you just said, it could have been because he never had consistent looks and shots.
Mhm.
exactly.
Where now is if he's a number one, he's getting consistent.
yeah, one
Volume,
game you're getting 20.
They
'cause
might
Book's
go up.
getting
He might become like a 25 plus average
Yeah.
guy.
which I mean now
With
he
that
is.
defense, that's like a baby Kawhi right there.
Yeah,
pretty much. That trade,
the
like
Suns,
when Vitor like texted,
Because
like
it was like
he's up
midnight.
still, like
It
yeah,
was like midnight, and I expected
I
all
was
most of
like-
y'all to be asleep at that time. So I was like, "Hey, is anyone still up?" And you're like, "Yeah, what's up?" And I was like, "Hey, you did the Suns," and you're like, "What?"
Dude,
And I sent you the screenshot of the tweet, and you were like, "No fucking way!" And you went to go. It was,
no.
talk
I was
about
like-
hard to guard.
yeah.
I mean, I think it's a great trade though,
Mhm.
both sides.
Yeah, I
the
think
Nets.
Brooklyn-
I think the Nets may like with the trade. Like I even
think
said
the
it too
Nets
in the
won.
video. I believe the Nets. That's tough.
I think the Nets won.
I don't think the Nets won, but I do think they got.
I think
They
I
made
think
the
they
best
got
of a terrible
equal.
situation.
I think they got like I think that they did what they could do, or they did what they couldn't get with Kyrie and getting as close to equal value as possible. I think with Cam Johnson and Mikal, you got the best that you can possibly get for KD.
Yeah, and they got a bunch of picks with that too.
Yes.
So-
I just think
yes.
I don't know, dude. I think the Suns are really. I mean, we'll see when we get KD and
Yeah.
them actually playing together. But I think they're really
Yeah.
gonna miss that defense, man.
Yeah, but I mean,
I
I
really
think
do.
so.
it's not
But
like
they're gonna
KD
turn it up though.
Yeah, it's not like KD's a slouch on defense.
I'm not saying
either.
that
No.
you took
And-
away two of your best defenders.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I do think it'll also help
Yeah.
them now that they'll because like KD's probably a better shot blocker than DA as
Like
well.
if Cam wasn't hitting his
So-
threes, which was not
Yeah,
necessarily
well, he's over 40%
right,
on the
exactly.
season.
But when he was off that game, he
Mhm.
knew he would at least try on defense,
Yeah.
and he's a damn good
Yeah.
long wing defender. Michael's deep
I
boy
mean, they
cannon
got- I
every
mean,
year.
They got Josh Okogie, right? They got is Torrey Craig there too. They got wing
Yeah,
defenders.
Josh
right? None of
Okogie,
them-
Torrey Craig. Yeah.
None of them are on the level of Mikal Bridges, right? He's a decoy candidate type of guy.
But they can
But-
at least put up a good fight.
and they
most
can defend,
definitely.
and if they can fight guys off long enough, where you've got KD and DA back there protecting the rim. I mean, I don't think DA is the best
neither
rim
of them
protector.
got. Hey,
but-
neither of them got nothing to guard like a freaking. I mean, they'd have to meet in the finals, but like Joel will eat him alive.
Yeah,
Giannis will eat him alive.
but until then,
I think Jokic.
Hey, but
could eat him alive.
KD's still gonna cook though. He is still gonna cook.
We'll have to
Yeah.
see with him and Book.
I mean, I
If
want to
three's-
see it
three's
so
still better than
bad.
two. Three's still better than two in any series. I still think the Warriors shoot them out of the building.
Ooh,
I do.
you believe so?
Clay's been playing
They
pretty well.
shoot at the Babiddies. You got the two
I'm
best
just-
midi guys, him and DeMar. Like they're gonna have to find somebody to shoot threes.
I'm just hey, you never know.
You
Book
can't
might
win-
just
you
turn
can't
into
win
a
shooting twos.
sniper. Book might just turn into a sniper. You never know.
I mean, they got
He
Shamit.
do- I mean, he does average like
He's
6
at-
or 7 a game and makes
Yeah.
like 3.
Yeah, he's at
Yeah.
he's at 2 point something this year, which is high for
Upper
him. He's
twos.
typically been
He's
a guy.
around 3.
He's typically been a guy
Mhm.
who hovers more just over 1.
Yeah.
But he's really picked it up over
I'm
the
not
last
saying
year or
KD
2.
can't make them, but I'm just saying they
He does
both
yeah.
prefer not to. I don't know.
What's
I
that
think
to see,
they'll.
man?
I mean, I think they also have a really good coach,
Correct.
and then
Mhm.
that's also I think an underrated aspect of when you talk about these like really well built teams. You know, you look at, for example, Boston. Yeah, they're really well built, but their coaching has
Bro,
taken them
that team-
levels.
What was it?
beyond?
The game they won over Milwaukee with no Marcus Smart, no Al Horford.
They didn't win.
no-
They lost.
No,
in
they did. They
OT.
lost by
did.
2 or
They
3.
lost in overtime.
They lost
by
in
2 or
OT.
3.
Even
Yeah,
to go to
old boy
OT.
hit that like fadeaway 3 to force OT.
Yeah, Sam Hauser
Sam
had like
Hauser.
31 or something
no
like
Brown,
that.
no
No, he-
Tatum, no
he had a-
Smart,
no,
no
he had-
Horford.
What do you have?
Didn't he? He had like
he had like 12, but he went like it was a solid. It was a really efficient night.
No,
He had like
you're talking
9
about Derek
rebounds.
White.
Derek
Derek White
White
had
had-
like 30 and 15 assists.
Yeah.
He went stupid.
Sam
That
Hauser
game?
just hit the big shot. He
Yes.
played solid.
Sam Hauser had
Okay.
20 something.
No, he had 12. I think he had 12.
He had like
Six
20.
no,
or
yeah, he had
12.
20 something. He might have had 21. Derek
like
Derek
only
White had
No,
to, yeah,
I streamed him in fantasy. Let me up this up.
He had 20 or more.
yeah,
I streamed
There was
him
no
in
one
But-
else playing. Who the hell else was scoring?
yeah.
fantasy.
Derek White had 4. I think Derek White had like 40 that game actually.
He had 15 points on
Yeah.
6 of 12 shooting, 3 threes, 9 rebounds, 2
okay.
assists, 1 steal.
Damn, that's a
But I mean-
great ass game.
Okay.
Just playing solid, kind of a guy
Bro,
who
where's the Derek
gets
White had, like,
rotation minutes
40,
here and
didn't he?
there.
Derek White had like 40.
He had a very
No,
good
he
year as
didn't.
well.
27. 27 and 12.
Brogdon had 26, 4 and 4. Blake had 15, 6 and 6.
Yo, he's been hot though.
bro. They just leave him open
He's
ever since
insane.
that Clippers game where
I hate this
or,
guy.
No, the Sixers game.
Yeah, we're
Doc left him
docked in. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah.
It just got him going. He
Yeah,
has that
it's
really
been
awkwardly
crazy.
hitched 3-pointer,
They're
Mm.
insane.
and then magically
Celtics
everybody
are
came
insane.
back. Pretty much the next.
But see,
game.
I
Celtics are
know
insane.
you got the agenda in front of you because I got a different camera today, so I can't flip back and forth.
Yeah. Well, we're
did I have
running-
anything
so
else
the ne-
attached to that, or no?
The Suns, no, we kind of gave our
Should they
opinions
be
of
the
the
favorites?
Suns.
Is that way? That's what you attach.
Should
to
they
it.
be the
Should
favorites? I mean,
Yeah. So yeah, because I know in there.
say no.
No, you're not gonna go.
no,
Why's that? What's up? Let me know.
Nuggets.
A lot of people are hating on the Nuggets. I've been seeing a lot of people saying they don't trust the Nuggets in the playoffs.
Nuggets fully healthy.
Hmm.
Nuggets. I'll take the
What?
Nuggets. I'll take the Nuggets fully healthy.
If Jamal can continue playing the way he
Yep.
was before he sat like those
Yep.
week or two
Yep.
with
Yeah.
knee soreness, he was damn near
Bro,
averaging
was
30 and 8.
One of the games before freaking the All-Star break, MPJ had like 19 in the first.
Yeah.
Dude, or 20 something in the 1st. He
Mhm.
torched like 7
Oh, that was-
threes
yeah,
in the first
yeah.
quarter. It was the T-Wolves
was against
game. They were up
Minnesota,
like
yeah.
50 to 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that while we were recording?
It was. I'm telling you, I think they're crazy. I think
Okay.
Jokic has kind of been struggling a bit too down the stretch, like leading into the All-Star break.
At least offense.
Yeah.
At least in terms of
Scoring
his
wise.
individual
Scoring wise.
Yes.
Scoring
Yeah.
wise.
But I
Assists
think-
and rebounds,
yeah.
he's still making
I
his
also
impact,
think
but
part of that has to do with Jamal sitting pretty much like a week to
Yeah.
2 weeks
I got
Yeah.
the Nuggets.
leading up to the break,
I got the Nuggets.
and he's
Nuggets?
expected to come
Okay.
back on Thursday. So
I mean, I'm actually gonna go. It's kind of, it's hard not to go with them, but I'm gonna still go with this. I'm gonna go with the Suns
Are you
because
kidding?
I know KD in the playoffs.
yeah,
He's him. He's him.
Who's him?
KD in the playoffs is him.
I love KD, man, but the Celtics made him look like a baby last year.
Yeah, but now you can't double team and just harass him.
They did it last year.
Yeah, because he was the only one playing.
Does he look better than Kyrie? Kyrie was playing. Kyrie played
No, he
every
wasn't.
game.
He's more.
Yes, he did. He played every game.
Kyrie?
He's more.
He put up like 40 in game 1.
He's more.
Oh, you're
consistent
and then
right.
they got reverse
than
swept.
Kyrie.
I
I will
don't
not say
think
he's better. I will say he's
Ooh,
more consistent.
That is, yeah, that
They
that's
all,
a
but
good
that's
one, though.
also they still also have DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul, and I think Chris Paul is the X factor.
Stop
here.
it.
Not having to be.
Oh my gosh.
He does not
Yes,
have to score
yes.
anymore. They do not need him to score, and I think that's
Like Chris
huge
Paul
for them.
cannot shoot for the first 3 quarters, and they'd still probably be in the game or winning. He
I'll
doesn't
have
have to
see who
shoot
they-
at
I'll have
all.
to see where that matchup is
And
because
I-
these matchups in the West are going to
Don't
be
be
crazy.
don't be surprised if you see like 0 points, 5 rebounds,
Oh,
and
I-
like 15 assists.
Oh, 100%.
and it's
And they're
like
going to lose.
Not
Not because of KD either.
Oh,
KD's going
that's
to
a
carry
hot
them
one.
and they're going to lose.
V, you got them as a favorites, or are you looking at the Nuggets as
No,
well?
Vitor
I wonder-
has
I
the
could-
even the Clippers.
No, I don't have the Grizzlies. I as much as I want to
Are
pick
the
the
Clippers?
Clippers, as much as I want to pick the Clippers, they just they can't. They have not been able to consistently do it. They did it for a stretch when they went on what a 6-7 game winning streak with
Think he's-
Kawhi
Yeah, it
and
was a
You
PG.
small
think he's
one.
slick? You think he's slick?
No, I know with Kawhi and PG healthy, but then they both started stuttering. We're gonna have to see. I want to see the Suns play too. On paper, I think they're the favorite, but
Yeah.
Why?
it because they have the most talent, and that's. But as of right now, in terms of chemistry and what we've seen, Denver has to be the favorite out the West.
Yeah.
And then I think,
Damn, Skippy.
but I do think the favorite overall is.
So we've got basically have 2 Suns and 2 Nuggets because you know who the fuck Isaac is picking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also got the Warriors sleeping. Steph, I'm telling you. Same shit happened last year. Steph came back from that injury leading into the playoffs. He cooked and they went crazy. I'm telling you. Clay's been hot.
that trade
Jordan Poole's
though.
your X factor there.
Jordan
The
Poole's
trade,
been terrible
though-
with Steph this season though, and that's the key. He has to learn how to
Yeah.
play within that role.
Andrew Wiggins has just been sleeping giant.
Yeah, he's been coming. He's been.
I just didn't like that they didn't get a. I just didn't like that they didn't get a big man. That's the only thing that I'm a
when have
little
they ever
worried
needed a
about.
big
But
man?
they've never. Yeah, that's what I was
Jermichael
thinking.
Even
was
when
like,
they had one, they didn't use one
Yeah.
except for David Lee the first, or was it
Yeah.
Bogut or
They had
Who did
David,
they
they
get?
had David
Festus,
Lee,
Festus
and,
Ezeli. Festus Ezeli.
and they had
Stop it,
Zaza
guys.
injuring Kawhi
didn't use
in
him.
2015.
They used him for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly,
so
bro.
let's
All right,
move on.
all right.
2 Nuggets, 2 Suns. We'll see what happens. We're gonna run with a couple moves that happened.
Buyout market.
Buyouts. Yep.
Mm.
Westbrook is report. Is it official yet?
He's
Yes,
Or is it
it's
just
official.
reported to
his
sign?
buyout. Well, his buyout hasn't actually been completed, and he
But
hasn't
he
officially
plans to sign
signed
with
yet,
them
but
when
it's
he-
all
okay.
Yeah.
And K
It's
Love
gonna
again,
happen.
same thing.
K Love is official.
K-Love's been completed. Yeah, he's
So
official.
Westbrook plans to go to the Clippers. K Love to the Heat, which I thought he was actually going to choose LA.
I did
really
as well. I
really
did too.
That would have been a
I
huge,
did.
huge thing for them again. But yeah,
Yes.
Westbrook to the Clippers. Do we like it? Yes or no?
It's a weird fit.
It-
Because if he runs in the second unit, I think they can do well, but I do not think he can take the floor with both. I know he can take the floor with Paul George. I'm not worried about that. But I think all 3 of them actually together,
Yeah,
I
I also-
do not think it's going to be a good fit because they all need the ball at least in the mid range.
Mhm.
That's
And
the
I think
only
it-
thing that
yeah,
I have. that I have a
PG can
problem with.
be on the line on the 3-point line.
He
I think
could,
it's just-
but they're gonna
Perfect.
sag off of
Yeah.
Westbrook and they're just gonna clog the lane. So
Yeah.
it's gonna
Yeah.
be because they are saying that he may start at some
Mhm.
point in the season, but
Well, Ty Lue said
such a
even if
clunk.
he starts, he might not close. He's going to play
yeah,
all
and
his
he always plays
rotations
hot
by
hands.
ear,
He always
yeah.
plays, he always plays
Plays
hot hands.
He plays everything by ear. The only 2 that are guaranteed to be starting and closing games are Kawhi and PG. So
Correct.
as long as Ty Lue keeps that short leash,
Mhm.
I think it's going to be okay because they do need a point guard. It was the game
Right.
in Pfizer. They
Or John
they
Wall.
didn't pass the ball. It was
That's-
just
yeah.
whoever got the ball took it down, dribbled around for a bit, and chucked up a
It was
brick.
pretty
It was
sad.
terrible to watch, and some of those bricks were
Mhm.
starting to hurt my ears, bro. They were clanking.
Yeah, they were
Uh,
loud.
They've
They were
looked
pretty
a
loud.
bit discombobulated.
Yeah, I think that All-Star break might.
They
do them
looked
some good.
they looked when they made that little run, they looked their best when Kawhi was playing insane.
Yeah,
But now
Yes.
he's definitely lost his shot. At least PG's been looking hot. But
Mhm.
yeah, they need to get them 2 firing. at the same time,
I really like the Kevin Love pickup for the Heat, though.
Dude,
I
it's
can't
crap.
lie.
I do.
I think
Huge.
any team that would have
Huge.
got Kevin Love
Yeah.
would have been a great pickup.
If he can get his,
They were
streak
saying too,
shot back-
Philadelphia was also a sleeper, and if he went to Philly, that would have been
Dude,
nasty.
Philly already
But I'm happy he
doesn't
went to
need
Miami
anybody, in
though.
my opinion. Philly doesn't need anybody, in my opinion.
They
right
could have
now.
used the big man. They could have used K Love.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you act like Joel's not playing 40 minutes come playoff time.
No, but then you get another big who can help him rebound and space the floor. And I think that's what gives them
Hey,
size.
and Kevin Love
spacing
is
in
going
this.
back to number 42. Be careful. No, he's gonna have a 30-30 game. Watch.
He was definitely struggling with his
No,
shot
it's not.
before getting benched
30 and
in
10,
Cleveland.
maybe.
But if he can find a shot back, Miami desperately needs shooting, and they desperately need his
Jimmy's
size.
been trash.
So much so that
last
they
few
actually
weeks.
signed Cody Zeller as well, who
I
I
saw
didn't know
that.
was
Yeah.
still
He's
around.
Still in the league, yeah.
I saw they get signed him. I was like, what?
You
Huh?
talking about Myers
Yeah.
Leonard? What?
He also
Myers
he's
Leonard
got
got
a 10
signed
day
to
with
the
the
Bucks.
It's a 10
Yeah.
day, but we'll see what happens.
I'm like,
But which one do we
Wish
think is
Slugger
going to
was-
work out? Which one, or I guess I feel like the Clippers one is going to work out more. But let's say, which player do you believe is going to have the most positive impact? Would you say Kevin Love going to the Heat or Russell going to the Clippers?
Oh fuck.
See, it's actually tough. It's actually
For
tough.
me, it's
Patrick
just
Beverly to Chicago.
for me, it's just the
Oh,
two.
I forgot
teams
about that. Yeah.
that I don't like. If
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's like it's one of those. Like, it really feels like you need to see what
I
it's gonna
really
look
would have
because-
liked K Love to the Lakers. I think that would have been an easier choice for me.
Mm.
You probably didn't want to be behind AD all like that.
Dude, that's hard. I'll go K Love.
I really like I think he gives them two things that they needed in one. I think.
Yes.
Another leader too.
Yeah, and just a
He
calm
kind of
one
fits.
too.
He kind of fits that kind of, you know.
And I think he's
what
going to be able to turn back the clock a bit. with
Culture.
him. I believe so.
culture. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, he's not
kind of
he's-
that grit and grind, but
But he's also like a very like calm.
Cool,
He's a
calm
calm, like
demeanor,
collected
yeah.
guy who can kind of help balance out
'Cause
some
they-
of
they
the
be getting a
crazy
little
from
hot-headed
Jimmy and
sometimes.
Tyler and some of those guys.
Yeah.
So I do
Mhm.
like that move.
that's a good
Yeah.
question, dude. Because I just don't like the Clippers or the Heat this year.
The Clippers are one of those teams that like if they
Dude, they're a
click, they're
sleeping giant,
yeah.
but what the fuck's gonna wake them up?
Yeah.
And we got another 30 plus.
Maybe
games.
Russ wakes them up. Maybe Russell Westbrook wakes them up. Who knows?
I don't know.
Because he's gonna start rocking the baby again, though.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I agree with you. What you said. You can't touch
Especially
the court
against-
with them too, bro.
Especially
It's
against
conflicting
the
styles.
Lakers, though.
for me.
When they
Oh, he
play the
will.
Lakers, that game is gonna be crazy.
That's
He's gonna have
be
a
fun
triple
watch.
double in that game. I'm calling
mean-
it already. He's gonna have a triple double in that game because who's gonna guard him?
AD.
Oh God, bro.
My
But I'm gonna
D-
Austin
go-
Reeves.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with to answer the question real quick before we move on. I'm gonna go with Kevin Love as well on the Heat. I think he's gonna turn back the clock a bit. He's gonna give
There we
him
go.
some much needed space.
There we
So,
go.
that's where I'm
K
going.
Love.
That's where I'm going. K Love. Hey,
All right.
and John Wall may also be heading there as well. So I think
Stop
that'd be even better.
That, I think
I'm just
that would
saying.
be terrible.
How tragic.
I think John Wall. Not only is he semi-washed, he's
But over
sunbathing.
Kyle Lowry though, you wouldn't want that.
Well, yeah,
No,
but-
100%.
yes, but the biggest issue
That's
is
what I'm
just
saying.
he still can't shoot. He's never been able to
Correct.
shoot like that,
Correct.
and
Yeah, at least
That's
at
what they-
least
they
Lowry
need
can knock
shooting.
some down.
Mhm.
they need shooting desperately.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he gives him some size too, K Love. Yeah, bro,
Yeah.
I like that. I
That's-
like that a lot.
they needed
Because K Love's 6'10", 6'9", 6'10".
6'10",
Yeah,
6'9",
6'10".
yeah, right around there.
Yeah. Bam's around the same size as well. You just need somebody else next to Bam. That's the most
Well,
important
so
thing.
a lot of Heat fans have been wanting them to get a true center in and move Bam to the 4.
Myers Leonard.
No,
Just
he was already
because
with them.
he's a little
Mhm.
undersized and all that. But I feel like this, while it's not a true center, I think this really gives him. Not only does it give him a second big, gives him size, rebounding, but the
Mhm.
spacing now. Actually,
gonna
you
be
have at
crazy.
least one player that can, because between Jimmy and Bam,
Dude, it gets clogged.
yeah. And if you got guys like Lowry who are either struggling or not playing, you need guys like Max Strus and Gabe Vincent to step
That's what-
up.
and that's the
Duncan
crazy
Robinson
part.
even got back into the rotation.
That's the
So-
crazy part because we're talking about how clogged they are just with Bam and Jimmy.
Mhm.
Like now we can look at the Clippers and be like, how clogged is that going to be with Russ, Kawhi, and Paul
Kawhi hit
George?
7 threes in
And-
his second to last game before the All-Star
and
break.
Ivica
So
Zubac. Like,
Yeah.
because Ivica Zubac only plays
I like
around
that
the
guy.
I do think him and
I
Russ
do
are
like him,
gonna
though.
play. I like
Zubac's
him and
fire.
Russ together. I think that's a
Zubac and
Oh,
Russ.
downhill.
Yeah,
that's
Downhill,
Russ
over
has
the
a
top.
tendency. Russ makes average centers
He does.
incredible on the offensive end.
He got
And I
Steven
think
It
Adams
takes so
paid.
much attention once
He
he gets
drives
into the
hard, and the defense
Yeah.
has to collapse
yeah.
on
It's
him.
like, oh shit.
And he is
Bam.
as much as people
Bro,
like
he
to
gonna
say,
get like 5 dishes a game. They're all gonna be the Zubats.
people like to say he's selfish and whatnot. He's got issues sometimes with the decision making, but when it comes to getting downhill and making the play under the basket,
Bro,
there's not
70
many
He get-
guys I want over him.
75% of his assists with the Clippers are going to Zubats. I can call it right now.
100%. 100%.
I
What we
can
got
call it
next,
right
brother?
now.
What we got next? What we got next?
Well, we're gonna move into
Trade deadline
trade
winners
dead.
versus
Yeah, I was
losers.
gonna say I wanted to give out. I would say we can maybe alter it a little bit. You know, if you want to give us like your favorite move that happened. Anybody wants to do a favorite move? I got one, but I'll let y'all go.
Go ahead then, because I don't.
Yeah, go ahead.
Any
Not off the top of the dome, man. It's been a minute.
I mean, you could just throw KD out there if you think it's the best move.
It's too easy.
I got my favorite move.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
You want me
You
to
start
go?
it off.
I mean, we
Yeah, go
talked about it. Give me Jake Crowder.
No.
I love Jake. I mean, we talked about it.
For
Danny.
5-second round picks.
I mean, hey, everybody throwing 5-second round picks in the kitchen sink for players that deadline, bro. I swear to God.
I'm sorry. I'll let you
That
go.
was
But
too
the fact Gary Payton got 5-second round picks to the Blazers is what blew my mind. But I'll let you finish. Go ahead, bro.
No, I think Jake Crowder just fits there. I mean, he
Mhm.
gives them a similar PJ Tucker vibe.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna knock down a shot. He spaces well for Giannis because he can't sag off of him. He will catch heat come playoff time. He's a
Especially in that
competitor,
corner.
fierce competitor. Like he gives you that chip, he gives you that edge. He's been there before. He's played in big games. He's not somebody who gets nervous of that stage, right? Like we've already seen that before. I mean, I think he's gonna be very cohesive with them. The chemistry's gonna be there. I mean, he's a guy. It's like he don't even know Giannis like that, but I guarantee you, if somebody fouls Giannis hard, Jake Crowder's gonna be right in their face.
That's the thing. I think
He might be there
that's,
before fucking Thanasis gets there. Like you know what I'm
well,
saying? That's just how he is.
I
think
would
he just fits
consider
any playoff contender, and I just felt like in Milwaukee, it felt like the best fit because he fits that style of play. They're one of the most 3-point shooting teams in the league, and you pair that around Giannis. I think it's a very, very good fit. Did they give up a decent amount? Yes, but did they get better? I think so.
Would you say I mean, I don't know if I'm crazy for saying this. I believe Jay Crowder's a better player than PJ Tucker. Better all around.
Oh yeah,
player.
100%.
He's
Okay.
younger.
I didn't know if that was
younger.
crazy
He's
or
a little
not.
younger.
No, PJ's offense is so lackluster if he's not
Outside
on
the
fire.
corner.
But
And
even
then this
when
season, he's not doing what
even
he used to do from the corner.
But
So-
even when PJ was on Milwaukee, I believe that even if you did a like swap between putting PJ on Phoenix and Jay Crowder on Milwaukee, even when they met in the finals, I think
Yeah.
Jay Crowder easily outperforms
I
PJ.
agree. I agree.
I would say so.
I think-
okay,
I
I didn't
think
know if that was
maybe-
crazy or not.
Maybe he might struggle to play as big as PJ does. PJ's got a real good knack
Correct.
at being able to play
Yeah.
1 through 5
Mhm.
Yeah.
and play way bigger than he is.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's as much of a difference with Jay Crowder's defense. Like
And I
he's
think-
a true 3-and-D wing. He could probably guard more like a 2 through 4.
And I think you've
Yeah.
got a better version of Brooke Lopez defensively than
Bro, a
Bro,
healthy
don't even
Brook
get me
is-
started on
A
Brooke.
hel-
Don't even
Danny,
get me started on him.
Danny.
Don't even give me the dude had
Bro, a
26 points
Healthy
against
Brook is
Vucevic.
going to be so
he had
key.
33.
A
Bro.
healthy Brook Lopez for them is going to be so key
Mhm.
this year because last year he missed the whole Bulls series and then was injured going into that Celtics series, I believe. Came
Yes.
back I think he might have came back at the beginning of that Celtics series.
Yeah, might have.
But at that point, you coming off an injury. Like if he can stay healthy and have momentum going into that makes them a whole different team when he's there. You telling me Crowder, Grayson Allen's been playing great ball this year.
Yes.
You still
yeah.
got what, Pat Connaughton there?
Got
Yeah.
Joe Ingles.
Still
Joe
got-
Ingles been balling
Joe
a little
Ingles
bit.
has been very veteran, calm leadership, similar to
And
Caleb.
he gives them that like
still
secondary
got,
playmaking
uh,
that's really underrated.
Bobby Portis.
Middleton's getting healthy.
Bobby
Chris
Portis is
Middleton's
injured right
still-
now, but yeah.
But that's the thing.
He's on
Chris
his way back.
Middleton
He'll be
doesn't
back
really
first
need to carry the load if these guys are hitting some
Yeah.
threes. If you get a 3 or 2 from each of these guys, and then if Chris can find his step back,
Mhm.
give
Yeah.
you some defense. Drew's playing some of the best ball he's played the last couple of years. Giannis is obviously an MVP candidate every year, best player in the game up there. I mean, that team, in my opinion, is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I want to see them and the Celtics make to the ECF and just duke it out for 7 games again.
I
really.
want to see that again. I want to see it again. Full
Just watching
strength, both
Giannis
teams.
head steam against that defense. Jalen Brown and JT
Milwaukee can do it. They can. Like, I don't
It's
know
a
why
lot- for
people
me,
are
it's a
saying
lot
that it's
more-
Boston, but
It's because
they
they
can.
started slow, right?
For
So
me, I
people
think-
don't have that like.
I think
sense
But
of-
that's what
I think
they've
they
been,
can
like,
do it though.
accustomed
Mhm.
to. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They start a little bit slow and then they pick up steam going into the All-Star break and being a dominant team.
It's better to do
Like,
that anyways.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like they
Boston,
don't
we
need, you
saw
don't
with
need to start
Boston
out
last
hot.
year.
Yeah. But I think Milwaukee can.
It's going to be
they can beat them.
really. I think it's going to be super tough. You're going to have to neutralize JB or JT. You have to choose one. Let one get 40, but you have to neutralize the other. It's going to be. It's going
don't
to
let
be.
the other role player because
And they have to play team ball because Boston's
Yeah.
really good at playing team ball on defense.
and you can't. There's no guy you can.
You
really
can't give it
double
to
off of.
Giannis every time because they're too good at scheming defensively
Mhm.
to stop him. They're gonna need to
Yeah.
play team ball. Drew's gonna have to hit some big shots. Chris is gonna have to close some games.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you can stop JT or JB, there's a chance.
I don't. If Derek White,
But
Brogdon-
Derek White, he's
That's
an
what I'm
X factor
saying.
heavy.
and I mean Brogdon
No,
too.
I
like,
think
now because of White's
Brogdon's
emergence-
more. Yeah.
because of
Brogdon
White's
is more the X
emergence.
factor.
Brogdon's now becoming the X factor.
Dude, I think
But-
Derek White should be getting minutes over Brogdon.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely a better all around player on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Bros, do you see his numbers?
Yeah.
It's-
Oh, trust me, I'm aware.
Insane.
I played against
Oh
him.
yeah, he got picked up for that one game that JB was out,
Dude.
and then
Insane.
He's got to be averaging. I think it was around like 22 and 9 or 10 assists.
moving into the
Mhm.
starting lineup. It's something like that.
It was
yeah.
like 21.8, 21.9, and he's sitting around like 9, 10 assists since he's
Yeah.
been a
and he
starter.
plays really good defense too. It's not he hasn't let the offensive load impact his
It's
defensive
very
capabilities.
nuts. And Marcus
Yeah.
Smart hasn't played much.
He came back for the last game before the All-Star game just to get and he played.
I don't know. The more I break down this
I know,
Boston team,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's kinda
We'll-
nuts.
it's
we'll
gonna
talk
be
about it,
tough.
though.
It's gonna be tough.
V,
All
what's
right, I did
what's
some
your
research
best
and
move?
found so it's best moves, and I'm gonna go. So it's
Jesus
winners / best moves. I'm gonna go with the Clippers, man. Bringing in Plumlee, Bones Highland, and Eric Gordon. I think
And you got Bones Highland for 3 more years on a rookie deal.
Dude, tell me how they already had like the deepest roster, and then they just restructured it into an even deeper
Yeah.
roster.
they didn't. I think
Unreal.
Plumlee is gonna be so like I watched one of their games after the trade,
Mm.
and his ability to pass,
He's very underrated.
just be a playmaker, be a pass. He was playing great defense, like.
You can have a similar
Him
role
and-
as
yo,
he did
him
with the
and
Nuggets.
Him and Zubats.
Well, now it's saying that Zubac gives you one thing, and if it's not working, you can
Yep,
put
it's
Plumlee
a
in and get
whole nother
without
look.
sacrificing the size.
Yes.
Whole nother
And
look.
then if you want to go 5 out, like they did against Utah in the playoffs,
Yep.
they still can.
Yep.
So
They can give teams so many different looks.
Yeah, and I
But
think
I thought the loss of Reggie Jackson though was
he's
I
been
I mean
so
granted they
bad.
got I
He's
know
been
that's
so bad.
that's the crazy part. Like
Yeah,
I thought he was
a big
gonna I thought that
reason.
they were still gonna stick with him because of everything that he's done, especially in the playoffs. I think he would have turned it around in the playoffs for them, but him going to Denver though was pretty crazy.
But I think
I
to
think
me.
getting Bones and Eric Gordon kind of combined with
Yeah,
their Westbrook,
Mhm.
like all three of those can kind of
and they
hold
traded
Yeah.
different weight that Reggie was kind of doing last year when
Yeah.
Kawhi went out or a year or two ago.
Yeah.
They didn't trade away like too many really.
No, they
notable
didn't give up a
players.
lot
No,
at all.
dude, they got better.
They got rid of what
They got rid of Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard was
Who's-
another big piece that they got rid of.
I think Luke Kennard. He
also
hasn't.
struggling though.
He hasn't been shooting at
Yeah.
his normal rate. He's not a good defensive
Maybe last
player.
year I would have been disappointed.
And
with
he's
that.
making more money than he's
Yeah.
worth. Again, that Duncan Robinson style contract where shooters shoot crazy, get a
Yeah.
lot of money, and then regress. Joe Harris kind of did the same thing, although he's starting to pick it back
He
up.
is. Again,
Uh,
but everyone's left
And,
now.
John Wall hurt and wasn't
This
playing
one's
too well.
yeah, because Joe Harris
Like-
thrived in that initial Brooklyn era with D'Lo and all those role players.
Right,
He
it
thrived in
wasn't
that.
when the stars came is when he fell off.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
What's-
their combination of moves throughout the deadline
Yeah.
is just
Dude, if
they
get-
made an
if
already
they
good
find
deep roster
cohesion,
better. Yeah,
they will be
and they
terrifying.
they looked really good in the second to last game before the break. The last game, I know Kawhi struggled mightily. I was
Yeah.
been busy during that Thursday
interesting.
night, but
Yeah.
they were that first game. I think it was Tuesday.
Tuesday would have been their last game.
No, they played Thursday night. On the last
Yeah, they did
night.
a Thursday.
was,
Yeah,
I thought Wednesday was the last night.
No, it was
no Thursday. They did it Thursday.
Um,
Yeah,
I was watching Ant-Man, so I checked after and I saw the quote. I was like at one point like 3 of 14.
Oh yeah,
shooting or
you're right.
something,
You're
and I
right.
was like,
Because the
oh,
yeah.
Bucks and the
Lord.
Bulls played Wednesday. That's right.
Yeah.
And so
And then the
Mhm.
games were on Thursday. You're right.
Yeah. But that's a good
Yes.
move though. I like the Clippers
I think
definitely
all
upgraded.
around, just, I think every piece is a significant upgrade to what they had before.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so.
All right, Danny.
For me, I'm actually gonna go with the T Wolves getting Mike Conley. I think that was big for them. He's been playing well, has
Because
cohesion
Rudy-
with Gobert.
Yeah, has Rudy
I
playing
think
better.
I think that was the important thing because they knew that they had to try and put a band-aid on what they did.
The
Mhm.
Minnesota Timber Jazz.
My
You'll see the
other
way.
what? Go ahead. Yeah,
You'll
what?
see the reports that like D'Lo was like bullying Gobert.
Yeah, he was like calling him out. Yeah.
He was like just going back to the locker room complaining about him being an ass. Just like
Pretty much.
That's my other favorite move.
Yep, I was gonna bring
Which
that
one?
one up. I think the
That's
Lakers.
what that's
trade-
what-
Who let
That's-
them do
that's
that,
what-
bro?
That's what I was gonna say. That was my
Lakers
trade winner and the best
have
trade.
a
for sure.
capability of pulling off shit that every other team would be like, what the hell? No. Somehow you're the Lakers, you got LeBron, and
Dude,
they're
they
like,
completely restructured their entire roster to be like fairly competitive.
and it's built around like you got,
Yes.
and they brought in a
You no longer
these
have this
guys.
like third superstar problem
Mhm.
where it's like he needs to get minutes, he needs to get minutes, he needs to get shots. It's now just
You got
way
D'Lo
better.
compliments LeBron and AD really
right.
well.
He's a more selfless superstar who can knock down
Malik
open
Beasley
shots and
talk
get,
about knocking
get it
down
done.
shots.
Yeah,
And
Jared
then you got
Vanderbilt.
the fact that they got Vanderbilt in that
That
I
was
know,
the,
I
yeah,
was
the
so
third
pissed.
piece. I was
Van-
like,
I was so
himself
pissed.
would have probably gone for a first round draft
the-
pick
the
Yeah.
fact
in
they got
any
that
other
third
trade.
piece, I was like, oh,
That's
Yeah.
crazy. And then they got Mo Bamba as
we
well.
already made the Rui trade a week before
Yeah,
that.
they got Bamba, which I think that's a good move because it's low risk. He's
Yep.
only under contract for
And-
this season.
No, he signed next year as
Knockdown
well.
shot. Did he
He signed next
for
year.
next year?
Yeah, it's a I believe no, yeah, he has because he got the 2-year extension this past summer. Last summer he got
Okay,
a
with
2-year
2-year.
extension. Yeah. So he'll be a free agent. But that was the important piece is that they actually have
Yeah.
people signed for next year. And
Right.
they like you literally get rid of like 3 30-year-olds and you bring in people that haven't even hit their prime yet. Like
Yeah.
crazy to me. Unreal. And they only gave up 1 first round pick,
Yeah.
which was the 2027, and it's still lightly protected. So even like you talked about it, was you don't see how the Lakers pick is so valuable. They just got rid of one of them, and it's lightly
Yeah.
protected. Like,
Yeah,
are you
it's
kidding
1
me?
through 4 protected.
Yep.
And it doesn't, and if it doesn't
Unreal.
convey, it's not a rolling pick. If it
Exactly.
doesn't convey the year it's supposed to be picked, it turns into like 4 second rounders or something like
Yes.
that.
But hey,
So,
it's okay. They can trade those 4 second
Love
rounders for
conditions
somebody.
in
Who
NBA
knows?
trades.
yeah.
Who knows,
Hey,
man?
Gary Payton, Jay
Yeah,
Crowder,
unreal.
really, really
Stupid.
high quality role players.
Are we gonna do some
Stupid.
losers? Because I got 2.
Go ahead. Let
We're
me hear
one
it.
of them. We're one of them.
And no moves. at
Oh,
all.
don't even get me
Make a
started,
move.
dude.
Look, I understand part of
No
it. but
rant. Keep
I
your rants small.
understand some of the I get it, right? It's hard to make a move when you got 20 million in cap that can't play, and you don't know if they're gonna be able to play.
What do you mean? He's shut down now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you don't know if
As
he's
of
gonna.
this morning,
I'm saying you don't know if he's gonna be able to play next season even.
Ever.
That's what I
would have been nice to shut his ass down going
I
before
think
the All Star
I
break.
think the
Literally.
summer is when the moves are going to be made because that's when they'll know if Lonzo will be able to come back or not, and it'll allow them to navigate a little bit more. I do think
If-
hopefully DeMar is traded, but I
If
think
they
one of
do
Zach
not
DeMar will be-
make a move this summer and trade somebody, at least at least trade. I'm with you. Trade DeMar. You have to. Like, if you do not make a move, what are you doing?
Dude,
just
give me
What are you
another.
doing?
Give me. I will literally go DeMar for a first.
You know
I
what I
do
want?
not give a
I
fuck.
want DeMar
Nope.
into 2 role players. Give me 2 role players and
Give me a role player and a first.
yeah.
You know what? Better yet,
I
give me
do not
D'Lo,
give
give
a
me
fuck.
Malik. Hey, give me D'Lo, give me Malik Beasley, give me Jared Vanderbilt. I'll take that. You know,
If Russ is going for that,
It's the contracts though. We got to balance the money. You know,
if Russ is going for
you don't
that,
know how much time I spent pulling up different teams' contract salary
Man.
books and just
man,
looking
we're
at
already
Google
we're
Nah.
already
packages.
releasing some other bums. Let's release a few more.
I'm with you though, V. Bulls are
we're-
huge losers, but they
Yeah,
had they
we're-
couldn't do anything.
There's
Like,
no
really, they
move
couldn't.
we could have done that would have actually saved our season. And I think
No.
they understand the fact that we have to know if Lonzo is going to play or not
Yeah.
to be able to truly make moves. The only moves they could have made would be guys with expiring contracts and stuff because we cannot plan
Caruso.
for Yeah, but it's not worth. I don't think anything would have been worth it. That like the offers, it's one of
No,
those things.
besides the 2 picks, but it probably would have come from a contender that would have. But it would have came from a contender, and you get
you want a
mid 20 to
28th
late.
pick, and then
Exactly.
you're like,
Exactly.
It's not.
Yeah.
And I think AK said it in the press conference. He was like, "Look, we were trying to buy, just we didn't like what we were hearing." And it's fair, right? Like we've all played fantasy sports. There's times where you're desperately looking for one more player to push you over the edge, or your team's falling apart and you're trying to turn your best player into 2 solid players to stack.
Or you
to,
just
like,
blow it up
team.
in general.
Yeah,
after
or
the
you can
first game of
ruin the
season.
league. But anyway, we know that trading isn't.
Hey, at least you were right.
Unless you're the Lakers. So
I think you were right about JT.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. We lost handily. We've been terrible since the All-Star break. I'm okay. I understand why we didn't make a move. The one team that I think lost worse than us, it's our Western Conference counterpart. Owner does not want to go into the tax, loves filling the seats, doesn't care about winning.
Come on.
The Portland Trail.
Yes, sir. My guy.
In fact,
That's who I was going to go
only
with. So
things
now I
they-
don't have to talk. I love it.
only things they did were bringing
Sit back.
Matisse Thybulle and
Trash.
Kevin Knox,
Trash.
and they
Matisse
got rid of
has
the
been
guy-
solid for them. I'll give
for
them
one
that.
game, yes. He had a
And
great
Cam
offensive game his
Reddish.
first game.
Yeah, and Cam
Cam
Reddish
Reddish,
came
yes.
in.
Dude, but
yeah,
that's like
Cam
the
Reddish as
only
well.
game Matisse is going to hit his threes.
Exactly.
dude
Yeah,
is
it was just
fun.
it was that was it. But other than that
Yeah,
though, I never understood. I didn't understand where they were going, but I would definitely call them losers. That's for sure.
But listen to this.
Damian
Lillard in his last 19 games is averaging 37 points per game.
Yes. And the
So
fact that they need him to
702
do, the
points.
fact that they're seeing him do this and saying, we can let you rot there.
Dude, I'm
is
so glad you
outrageous.
said that. I was hoping you
He's
would let
turn-
me go, but
He's turning 33 this summer.
that don't matter for a sniper.
But their window of opportunity, if they ever cared about it, is waning. And they're just not moving.
This right
No.
here. You looking at him? All of them. This is the modern day Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
Ooh.
At least Charles left his team.
At least Charles got an MVP.
and at least Charles left his team.
He tried.
He played for a couple teams at least. This man is rotting away in Portland. I get it's probably a nice place to live. I bet you're happy. I bet your family's happy.
Y'all saw that anime Bleacher Report thing they did with Damian Lillard?
I did not.
Bro, please watch it. It's been, you know how they do like the House of something where they like
Yeah.
animate.
Oh,
They
like
did like
Game
an
of-
actual like
It was Game of Zones
House of
before,
Zones or
but
Game
now
of
it's
Zones.
but now it because
they
of House
did
of
like an
Dragons, they changed
actual
the-
like anime style of NBA players with like LeBron as this big bad guy, and Dame is like this like protagonist where he's like against like all the teaming up and whatnot. Dude, watch it. It is so funny. He like starts going Super Saiyan and he's like, I'm sick of all this whispering, and it's Luka and Kyrie covering their mouths. Dude, it's too good. It's too good.
It's just I don't understand how you can see this guy play.
And
At the
freaking
level he's playing.
LeBron's bad character is handing Trey Young a fucking like coach backstabbing key to fucking dude. It's too.
Bro.
And now McMillan gets fired.
It's so
today.
funny. You
That's
guys
true.
should all
McMillan
both
got
watch
fired,
it.
yeah.
It's so
He got
funny.
fired.
I can't understand this, man.
It's
Like
too good.
you have arguably I saw a tweet and it was like, how would we think of Dame if Steph didn't exist? Right.
Klay Thompson
Yeah.
would still be the best shooter of all time.
So think
Mhm.
about how crazy like Dame is up there, and he's just rotting away in Portland. The second best teammate he's ever had is LaMarcus Aldridge, who, no disrespect to LaMarcus, he was an all-star, perennial all-star.
You ever play with Daniel
Consistent.
Roy?
No. And they're just
in
don't
peace, Brandon
care
Roy.
to bring talent in at all. They don't even try.
They do try. It's just they don't try very hard.
They don't. I mean, any team that doesn't want to go into
There was a
cap-
few years ago where they made the WCF where they were fucking
yeah, off the
insane.
back of this man.
They were insane.
Yeah.
And
that was it.
They had
Their-
hella injuries that year too.
Yeah, their performances come with his play, right?
Yeah.
They win because he goes off. You're never gonna see a headline go, Damian Lillard struggles, Portland
Blazers still win.
Blazers overcome Damian
Jeremy
Lillard
Grant's
struggles.
done it once.
Come on, dude. Jeremy
Once
Grant
in like
is
the fourth game of the season.
Come on,
Come
dude.
on, man. They don't want to trade Simons, even though he's a worse pairing
Dude, you could've
with
got a
Dame than
bag for
McCollum
him. You
is.
could've got a bag for
Like
him.
CJ was a better. Everyone could tell that CJ was not a good fit with Dame, and they decided to trade CJ and stick with a guy who is a worse fit with Dame.
Worse than CJ.
You know where
yes.
Dame needs to go right now?
Okay.
The fucking Lakers.
I mean, yeah. If
It's
you
okay.
replace
The
D'Lo,
Lakers would
LeBron
the,
and
the
AD.
Lakers are just gonna throw 3 first-round picks and a bum off of their bench for
He's
him.
only
And
got to
then the
go a
Blazers
little,
will accept it.
little further south.
Yeah. I mean, he's
Oh,
from
yeah.
Oakland too, so like he'll be close to fam. He can drive up 8 hours, fly
Had the
fly
bench,
one and a
the
half.
worst bench of all time. Them 3 going for 110 a game is
Man.
give me that, boy.
All right.
That-
I would agree with the losers though. For
I
sure.
was mad
on
for
that.
Portland's
He
fan
took my
base.
loser. Portland was exactly what
I was so
Yeah.
mad for their fan base. Like I don't.
They ain't never winning.
worse.
Unfortunately.
especially when you're still like what 5 games from technically being a 4 or 5 seed.
Yeah.
Like, that's still
Like,
how
you're-
close the West
You were
is.
if they made one like true win now move, they could make a surge
Yeah,
and
Yes.
even make top half.
37 points a game is what you're
Yep.
getting. Basically guaranteed right now. He's averaging 37 a game in his last 20 games. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
It's
There's MVP talk right there.
It is what it
Alright.
is, man. It is.
We
what
can
it
kind of
is.
slide in. Let's end it right here. So
yeah.
we have one more. We talked about it already. Danny, Suns, Nuggets, or Clippers?
Suns.
Pussy. Like how he said Nuggets earlier though.
It's
Suns,
McNugget
Nuggets, or
season,
Clippers?
baby.
Who you got?
McNugget season.
Yeah.
Give me a 20 piece
I'm sticking with the
Okay.
Nuggets.
All right.
for now.
Sticking with the Nuggets for now. I think they
Wow.
got a
Suns
little.
have the-
They got a little better with that bench,
Yeah.
and they still got MVP front runner. Jamal's getting healthier. MPJ's getting healthier. I like what they got around it. I think it's there.
All right.
I think it's
Alright.
there.
All right.
So that kind of ends NBA talk. We got a little bit
Mm.
more next week with Isaac. We can kind of dive into some stuff that he wanted to talk about.
Yeah. We'll have
Mhm.
some,
He-
some
right.
game sample as well.
Exactly. Hopefully we can get some of these new moves in their new uniforms and getting some minutes under their belt. But we're going to talk about NFL quick. Again, Super Bowl. Shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Jesus Christ.
And those zebras
Um,
too.
Yeah, they definitely had Chiefs money line.
Yes, they did.
But see, and here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say on that. I don't know if you guys watched like the entire ass game.
Mhm.
Is in my personal opinion, I thought the refs for 3 quarters were heavily in favor of the Eagles. I thought there was a lot of missed calls on defense where there was hands to the face. There was a lot of illegal contact. I thought there was some holds they missed. They had jumped off sides a couple
But
times.
on both sides of
And
the
I think
ball,
they
it was
were-
it was
Yeah,
letting
no,
it
it was
get
both
played.
sides,
Yeah.
but I
No,
think
but like
there
it was letting it
definitely-
get played.
I
was the
definitely think there
important.
was a lot more Eagles things that were happening early on that they
I mean,
let fly.
The refs had
It just
to
is a
make
cool
up for
team.
it.
Exactly, and that's why I sat there, and everyone in my basement was like, "Oh, this bullshit, this bullshit." I'm sitting there, I'm like, "Bro, they have missed like 7, 8 calls.
Yeah.
Boo-hoo! This is a makeup call.
My
It just happened to be the biggest call."
the thing that I
Exactly.
hate is that they were letting them
I just
play
hate
for
that
the
they
most
took
part.
away.
What I don't like is that it's a blatant hold. Yeah, sure. Is he holding him hard? No.
Again, I also
But it's
feel like
blatant.
people were sitting there and looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah.
There was a hold when Juju tried to turn and get free.
Yeah.
He held
Yes,
him on
that
the
was
waist,
the major
and then
one.
he took off, and he still
That was
kind of
the-
pulled him
yep.
back.
Yeah.
But when he spun to get free,
Yeah.
he had him beat. Oh boy, grabbed him on the hip. Again, was it a full jerk back? No.
It-
But it was enough
then
to where he's
people-
3 steps behind
Yeah.
Pat's perfect
And what
throw.
pissed me off the most was people saying, "I don't care that it's a hold. It's soft, and you can't make that call in that moment." I'm like, no.
Why?
The reality is you cannot avoid that call in that moment.
Yeah.
That's the
The
biggest
only thing I
moment,
was
and-
happy about though
All
with
the
that
things
call, the only thing I was happy about though with that call is that Juju didn't flop it. He
tried to
like
fight through
tried.
it.
That's what I'm saying. He tried to fight through it, but
No,
you've
'cause if
seen
he
a lot of
gets
players
through
to
it, he
where
gets
it's
an
like they
easy
flop
tut.
it.
He gets an easy tutty if he gets through it.
Yeah. But I mean, at that point, I think it was just because it was so magnified, and it was literally like hand the ball off to Jerick McKinnon, then he slides at the 2-yard line. I think that's just what people hate, that it led to that type of ending, because you wanted to see
And it
Jalen
was such a
Hurts
good
march
game.
down the field. You wanted to
smart
see
football.
Jalen Hurts march down the field and possibly
Who's
either
you? Who's you? I won money, boy. Who's you?
I didn't bet, but I was rooting
I
my
had
ass off.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I didn't
had
bet.
Chiefs all day.
I was rooting for I was
Motherfuckers
rooting
didn't
my ass
listen
off.
to me.
It's a revenge game, baby.
Listen, bro, literally that Saturday, we're at the bowling tournament. Me and David are talking. He's like, oh, I just think the Eagles are too good, blah, blah, blah. I looked at him dead in the face. I was like, Patrick Mahomes is going to show you that this Eagles defense is not as good as it is. And I'm not saying they're not bad or that they're
No,
bad.
but they were
was
just going to get
phenomenal.
exposed.
They're phenomenal. But
They're
Pat
just gonna
is
get
too
exposed.
great. He's going to expose this team.
Debo said it, right? He said that they asked him what's the weak part of that team. He said the secondary.
Corners.
And
Yeah.
he said if the pass rush ain't getting there, that secondary is going to
Bro,
get exposed.
The fact that you ran
And the field was so
same
bad
play,
too. On top of that,
Yeah, it did
you
help,
ran
like,
the
neither
same
team
play on the
benefited
goal
from
line
that
in
on the pass
back-to-back
rush.
possessions, and you made first off you make Darius Slay look stupid. Bam, Kadarius Toney touchdown. Then you make Gardner Johnson look stupid. Bam, touchdown. Come on, bro.
I hated
They
that they
both
ran it the
baited
second time.
so hard.
Because I was like, after I saw it the first time, I'm like, hey, Kyle.
I'm
I
sitting
saw it.
downstairs and I'm like, this is the same formation. And I see Sky Moore motion. I'm like, no, not. I was
Because the thing is, they were bringing players across the formation all game, right? So, and I think I saw it the first time, I was like, Kyle's got to write that down because we got guys moving across the formation all game. If we do that once, that's touchdown city.
You saw
then they do it again, and I'm like, no team is ever going to.
It was supposed to be the exact same play, but Sky Moore lined up on the wrong side. Because if you look, there was an interview. If you look, Pat looks to the right first to try to motion Sky Moore, and he's like, oh, and then he looks to the left and he's in motion. He's like, all right, fuck it. Snaps it wide open again. He was supposed to be the exact same play, but Sky Moore was just lined up on the wrong side.
Talking point we didn't put down.
That's fucking crazy.
How did you guys feel about the QB sneaks and the running backs pushing?
I'm okay with it.
There's a lot of people saying that the NFL is probably going to take a look at it.
Yeah, they're trying to ban
it.
At least probably maybe make it so limit to one running back pushing.
But here's what I'll have to say for that. How many teams can do that?
All 30.
Exactly. No,
they all can do it.
How many are successful at it?
Yeah.
I would say Jalen Hurts, Daniel Jones is pretty good at it. Tom Brady's usually good at it, but he's been good at sneaks as well.
He did it without the push.
He does it a lot without.
Fall into the crevice.
No one does it. Justin Fields is.
There's at least like 6 to 7 teams that have that ability.
A handful of teams that can do it.
Yeah, but I think it's just
because it's been magnified at the biggest times and that's it. But how can you take that out?
I'm surprised why you would do that because it gets teams more possessions.
Well, so it's
right.
It's
more.
If they banned pulling,
trying to go to.
They banned pulling the quarterback
that makes
forward.
Sense.
So what's so different about pushing?
Exactly.
Pushing is I feel like,
and it's illegal formation that they're doing. If it was an illegal form that they find something that it was illegal about it or whatever, which is basically what they're trying to do now.
There was a couple
times
no sense. Like there was a guy who jumped the line and made contact with Hurts before he even got to the line of scrimmage, and they still ended up getting the first down. Like that but like, I mean, I
felt like I was watching a game of Madden every time they ran a sneak, one of those like glitchy plays that forces your
it definitely it is tough because when most of the time with the sneak, it's like you see the quarterback like go like he gets it and you can see him kind of dive for it. But there's a lot of times on these like push plays where it's like bam, stuffed. And then all of a sudden it's
two backs come in together
and like
that's what's crazy about it.
I have no problem with it.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
Get you a quarterback that squats 650.
Exactly. Man,
you don't need to push.
Roll Tide.
Shout out Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts he could have won MVP.
He played a hell of a game.
No, stop.
Everything except for that last throw. That
Patrick Mahomes is on a quest.
I was so that last throw. I was so disappointed.
It had me giggling.
Oh, I was like, Jalen turned back to 18 years old.
You know when you play catch with like a small child and they put everything they can.
Alabama Jalen. That was literally freshman year at Alabama Jalen.
It was so fun.
I was getting flashbacks. I was like, bro, you underthrowing my boy Calvin Ridley again.
It was friggin' Henry Ruggs and all those boys.
Yeah, don't talk about Ruggs.
Man, let's get into our QB talks real quick. I know we got that next one. Let's get into our QB talks real quick.
That's tough.
I'm excited for that.
Man, 250 in a Lambo and you're done. That's tough. That's the fuck with Henry Ruggs though. No, just kidding. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, dude.
I got to skip that part.
We should do. I said I was kidding. I was saying we should do a fucking skit on that entire draft class from
the Raiders.
With what's his name? JJ? Was it?
Dude,
No.
they had like they like
Arnett,
they
Damon
had, like,
Arnett.
their entire
Yeah, flashing a gun on live and all that. Yeah. Clip coming soon.
Must
Clip
be
coming soon.
something in the water.
High character guys, man.
Okay, quarterbacks.
Right.
Let's get to it.
What?
Hey,
What's
wanna
the,
hear
no?
from
I
you.
what's what? No, what's the? What point is it that
So
I?
it's
Because I don't
Jalen
have it right in
Hurts.
front of
So
me.
basically, we got Jalen Hurts here, and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people are saying that he's cracked his upper echelon of quarterback here. Obviously, it's Pat and everybody else, but where do we officially rank Jalen Hurts at the end of the season / going into next season? Has he cracked your top 5? I had him.
I'd
I
say
remember
so.
I had him just outside my top 10 preseason.
Yes, you did.
That's
You had
where
him
I
like
had
11 or 12. You still had
He
him
was-
pretty deep.
I think I
pretty
had
high.
Kirk. I
did.
think I had Kirko Chains at 11. I might have had Dak at 12, and then Jalen.
Oof.
Yeah.
Hey, but
Mhm.
Dak was.
Yeah.
he
Well,
was
I
that
look
good.
dumb with all of mine, so it's okay. I'm not saying that.
You
I'm
don't-
gonna right the ship though. I'm
Just
gonna right the
standing up
ship.
for Derek Carr was a recipe for disaster.
Yes.
I would say he's sitting 5 or 6.
I think so too. I
So
think
who
you have
who you got
Pat,
then 1 through
Joey
Yeah,
B,
I
probably
like that.
Josh Allen.
I like that. I like that. Joe is number 2 in my opinion for sure.
Yeah, I think
You go pretty wrong though.
So Josh Allen, you got number 3.
yes.
Like boy,
And then, so this is where I'll still
Mm.
give a little bit of a nod to Herbert because I do think as an individual quarterback, he is incredibly talented and skilled. I think the offensive
So is
system
Jalen
really,
Hurts.
I think the offensive system really held back
Jalen Hurts is not the thrower. Justin
Herbo.
Herbert is.
Whereas I
Don't
think
even
the
play
offensive
that.
system really benefited Jalen Hurts.
Mhm.
I think you swap their coaches and Jalen Hurts is running for his life on every other play.
So that's it then. So you got him 5.
I think I got him 5. Maybe Lamar, but he missed too much at the
He
end of the
barely
season
played.
and stuff. So I'll move.
Give him a
even
whole
if-
team, bro.
I'll give
Give
Jalen
him a whole
I'll
ass
give Jalen
team.
the spot
You want to talk
over
about
him
you
as
want
of
to
right.
talk about a system? Give Lamar a team.
I'd put I'd put that's yeah, you are right. I can't say that. But I think I can. I feel like I would put again same list, but except I would have Patty, Joe B, Josh Allen. I would go Jalen Hurts as my 4th. And then I'll put Justin Herbert. I wouldn't put Lamar in the top 5 because I feel like the fact that Jalen made such a
You wouldn't
quick
even put him in your
switch
top
with
10.
hey, relax. I'm writing my wrongs. He's top 10 quarterback. But I just don't know because I feel like Jalen has made much more of a transformation, and we expect Lamar to make this transformation of becoming a thrower. Like Jalen became a better thrower within 1 season.
Lamar is a thrower.
Give him AJ
But
Brown,
I'm just saying.
Devontae
But no,
Smith,
that's
and that
the
offensive
that's
line.
where
yeah, the offensive
that's where-
line.
And Dallas
where I
Goedert.
understand where you're coming
and
from.
Miles
I mean,
Sanders.
he's got a better tight end than
And
Dallas.
Kenneth
That's about
Gainwell.
it. Yeah.
Not
Come
by
on.
much. I don't
Yeah,
think Dallas is
I would
levels.
I would
on
put
Mark.
Andrews.
I think you
3 in the
definitely.
league
I think
and
them two
Goddard.
compared to Kelsey is way higher
Yeah.
than
oh
Mark between Dallas.
Yes, 100%. The gap between
It's just who else is Lamar throwing to? He's got
Yeah.
nobody
Yeah.
else.
and Bateman was good for like the 3 games he was healthy.
Correct.
I
No,
get
dude.
you though. I
It's
get
it's hard as it's one of those things, right? You're not going out there and getting yours. It's not basketball. You can't go up and you
This-
can't go out there and put up
Yeah.
40 in a loss.
The way the Ravens have treated Lamar is why he still gets shit. That's why he still gets so much shit. I'm so happy he's got an MVP.
Hey, remember how before we were talking about possible Lamar destinations and now
Dude, I need him
everybody's
to go
talking
to
about
Detroit.
and everybody's talking about it now.
I need him to
everybody's
go
talking
I
about
still
it.
need him to go to Detroit.
We saw
Detroit would
trends
be
out here.
cool. Even the Jets would be cool, man.
I still need him to go to
Miami,
Detroit.
Miami would be
Weapons.
cool.
That's not. They're sticking to Tua until he falls
I'm
apart,
just,
which might be
never
this
know.
year. But
He's gonna be looking.
He's gonna be
looking like xylitol, Zorbital by the end of the fucking 23-24 season.
rolling in,
Bro, I swear.
the whole team runs out and he's
Dropping back.
Wow. Wow.
I swear.
I would definitely say we're all in agreement. He's at least within the top 6
Yeah.
going into next season. I would say so. That's no problem.
I would say top 5. I would say he is 5. I would say he is 5.
Okay. I just
I
have
would
him
say
over Justin
honestly,
Herbert though.
I would say he's 4.
4. Okay.
But I would say we're looking at a talent list. If it's a talent-wise list, I might put him 5.
Yeah.
But I think with the improvement he's had, he's definitely not a better thrower than any of those 4.
Mhm.
no,
But
but
when
the
you pair it
improvement
with
that he
what he-
did make.
Yeah.
But when you pair it with what he can do with his legs,
yeah.
puts him 4 for me.
Okay.
That dual threat
like
ability
that.
is fucking stupid.
I got
Yeah,
you.
it's hard.
I
It's hard
got
to
you.
defend a guy that once you lock up all his receivers,
They'll just
offensive
run
line is
20 on you.
if you
25
can't
on
get
you.
past that offensive line within the first couple seconds, you're
I'm gonna start making every time we make a quarterback list from now on, right?
going to make an offensive line list and a
I'm
weapons list.
gonna start at number 1 with like Joe Burrow from now on. And I'm just gonna start leaving Patrick Mahomes off the list because he's just
Yeah.
like he's in his own list.
Yeah.
Like you already look at him with
Zeus.
Peyton
Zeus,
Manning,
bro.
Tom Brady,
Mhm.
Aaron Rodgers, Drew
Yeah,
Brees.
I mean, that's one of the
I mean,
points.
he's better
right?
than
you're already
better.
looking
I
at
believe he's better than Peyton.
what? 5 MVPs and 2 Super Bowls?
I believe so. I believe
What?
he's gonna be. I put him over the
If
trajectory
if
of
Peyton
Manning.
coming out of college with coming out in this era where passing it's
Bro,
so pass
Peyton
happy.
would throw for 60 and 6,000 in
That
today's
that
game.
season he had in Denver would be his
Peyton
average season.
Coming out of
Yeah,
the
that one
college,
was crazy.
Peyton coming out of college right now would run the league for like 10 MVPs.
Yeah.
Do you understand how smart Peyton Manning was?
in addition
The
to
system
arm
he
strength
ran,
and the
and he was very similar with Pat and Kelsey. It was Peyton and Marvin Harrison. Like it was very similar.
Hey, don't
Reggie
disrespect-
Wayne,
Dallas Clark.
Dallas
Dallas
Clark.
Clark.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
You're in
But I
Dallas
think
Clark.
you are shitting on Peyton Manning heavy.
Yeah, don't.
I'm
forget
not
to-
saying Pat's not
Demarius
like
Thomas,
there,
Julius
but
Thomas,
he's definitely 5 years away from probably passing him. I mean, it could be 2 years
Yeah.
once he gets all these
Yeah.
accolades, but
he's on
Yeah.
track to end up as he's going to be up there with Brady at the end of his career in terms of accolades.
I mean,
just
Tom's
about
got,
which-
Tom's got
just-
10 total. He's got 3 MVPs and 7 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think Patty's gonna reach the Super Bowl mark. But I think
I
from
think
at
he
the end of the
can- I
day,
think
from
he
a
can
talent perspective,
collectively-
he'll be the greatest quarterback. From a talent
already
perspective, I
is.
believe so.
I mean, I think he's on par with Aaron,
Yeah.
talent wise.
Yeah. Just give him a couple
Yeah.
more years of consistent. I mean, he's already won more Super Bowls than Aaron.
Exactly.
Yes, but they never, ever, ever put a full team around Aaron after he won that first Super
Yeah.
Bowl. They
Part of it's
never
his-
gave him
Because
weapons.
they got cheap. They got cheap.
They never gave him weapons post Jordy Nelson, Greg Jennings, and
Devontae.
well,
Randall
Devontae was
Cobb.
there, but Randall Cobb, thank you. Those were the 3 he had when they
Brought
won
back
that
Randall
Super Bowl.
Cobb like 3 times.
But the defense is what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
had Charles Woodson, you had Clay Matthews, you had AJ Hawk, you had BJ Raj, you had weapons
BJ
on.
Raji.
Like they never put any weapons around Aaron.
Charles
Yeah, remember
Woodson
his-
had
after
that.
that.
remember his dance too. You know,
He was
just
crazy. Like I think what they've done with Pat is nuts. I'd also think that Pat's had much better coaching to be able to have
yeah.
4+ rookies on your defense all year and have a Super Bowl winning team
Mhm.
to
And
sign a
basically
half
a
a
brand
billion
new-
dollar quarterback and lose your number 1 and
And-
still.
And basically a
Super
brand new
Bowl.
offensive line as well.
Well, they started building that last
Yeah.
year.
Well,
They
yeah,
made-
but like
they made the
ever since
best
that
draft
fact-
pick
the-
fucking ever.
But the
with
fact
Creed
that they
Humphrey
the
last
fact
year.
they did it that quick, like literally, hey, yeah,
Well,
we
I
messed you
think-
up
I
in the
also
Super
think-
Bowl. We're gonna fix it.
I think the Tampa Super Bowl really they were like, okay.
Scarred.
Yeah, they were like, we
Yeah.
can't let this happen again.
We're talking about
Yes.
that. Sue and Vita Vea and
Yeah.
JPP.
Yes. That was
No, I
good.
just
All
think
right, well, we all know
I don't know.
Patty Mahomes
That's-
is gonna get there
So-
eventually.
Should the Chiefs be the favorite then going into next year?
Yes.
I'd say so.
I
Because
think
they have the opportunity to add to what they just did.
Mhm.
They don't have to break it. I mean, granted, Orlando Brown is a free agent, but he's going to get paid, but they're still going to figure out a way around making sure Pat is all set on offense. And their defense, the fact that they made those draft picks and they're still rookies, they have a good foundation for
4
their
more
defense
years
now.
for all them hoes.
Exactly. They have a
they
good
just
foundation
gonna
and they
rotate
can
rookies
keep
around
adding
Pat?
to it. They can just keep adding to it.
But this is what I'm saying.
'Cause-
Like this is where I feel like the difference between Aaron and Pat. That coaching, man, they can just get these
Mhm.
rookies.
not even
and actually
coaching,
turn them
management.
into right. But the coaches
Management.
have
Yeah,
to
but
build up the players.
No,
they're drafting
yeah.
these
Anyone can
guys.
draft players. It's just can you
Yeah,
build up
yeah.
talent?
Yeah, I mean, you look at guys
Yeah.
like Sky Moore and Pacheco, right? They're not like high draft picks. They're
Hey,
not like expected to
he
be.
is fucking-
Pacheco.
Pacheco,
Oh my.
If he can learn how to run block and turn into like an actual 3-down
Like a pass
back.
block, you mean?
pass block, I'm
Yes.
sorry, pass block. He
And the
could be
thing is, they
nuts.
got him for what? Since he was undrafted, they got him for 3 or 4
Seventh.
more
He was
years.
a 7th rounder. I think he
Was he?
a
I thought he was
seventh- yeah.
undrafted.
I think he was a 7th rounder.
No, you're right.
Regardless.
Yes.
He was
Regardless,
late. He was the
They
last
got him
one.
cheap.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
So
he
he
runs-
has it. They got him
he
at least for
runs
3 or 4 more
so-
years.
He runs
He's
hard.
At like
hurt since before.
$700,000 a year.
Dude, he runs so hard.
and
like,
it's
it's
like
terrifying.
yeah.
I mean, he probably only knows how to do the little
Bro, he
Uzi
needs
dance,
if
but
he
that's
can
about
if he
it.
can go and work with Travis and get some hands, bro. Jesus Christ. He needs to turn into a true
5'10",
Two down.
I
that
do-
boy
I-
5'10", 216.
sounds about right.
I do have a before I think we have a couple more after this one, but
Also, the Chiefs are not favored. Give me the Bills. Go ahead.
I think the Super Bowl winner should always be the favorite
just kidding.
until we hit the offseason.
I was
moves.
about to say, dude, you better be
Unless you're the
kidding me about that.
05 White Sox and you blow up your entire
Um,
team after.
4
what do you call it,
years,
though?
3.7 million total for
Hmm.
Pacheco.
Okay, not too bad then. Travis Kelce, greatest tight end of all time.
Not yet.
Most people already have moved him into that.
Not yet.
Where do you got him at?
Two.
If you had to rank your tight ends,
Gronk
Tony
or
Gonzalez.
Tony?
Two. No, Gronk,
Gronk,
Kelsey,
okay.
Tony.
I didn't watch enough of Tony.
Ooh,
I
you
didn't
put
watch.
23.
I didn't watch Tony.
I mean, he's
Yeah, we caught him in the later stage of his career.
I wish
with
I could
Atlanta.
have.
Yeah, bro, he was watching Falcons, Tony. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
that ain't
Falcons, Tony.
It. That ain't it.
Mm,
He was still cold with
Okay.
Mike Vick, but that wasn't it.
No, that was no with Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, he was playing with Matt
He
Ryan.
played with
and
Matt Ryan.
Mike Vick before that. Didn't
no,
he have Mike
because
Vick?
he was in Kansas. He was in Kansas City.
Bro,
Yeah,
I'm pretty
he
sure
was with
Mike
Matty
threw
Ice.
to Tony.
Let's see.
Mike threw to Tony.
I don't believe that happened.
Bro, what Madden was I playing?
He had algae
We
crumple
looking
like
up, we looking
crumpling or
up.
crumpler.
I'm literally looking at Tony G play together.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think he ever
Bro,
did.
you tripping.
I am not. Because I think he came in when Matt Ryan was like a rookie, if I'm not mistaken.
Bro, stop it.
I swear.
Stop it.
I could have sworn. I don't remember Tony Gonzalez ever playing with Mike Vick.
I don't think they did. They played against each other.
2009 to 2013. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike
They were
Vick.
they
Yeah.
literally the year he left was the year Tony came. Damn.
And they
Algie-
drafted Matty Ice. Yeah, algae
They
crumpler.
they never gave Mike Vick weapons either.
yeah.
They do it Lamar like they did Mike Vick. I swear to God.
Yep. All right. Well, yeah, I just wanted to ask that one real quick. So
No,
We got,
I mean, honestly, he might get there. I just think Gronk's got the Super Bowls right now.
Yeah.
I
In terms
But
of
Kelsey's already
yeah.
starting to break those records.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's not only is he putting up all the receiving records that we see from like a Tony G, Antonio Gates, and all that, but he's also
Yeah.
starting to rack up a couple Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
and it's not only he's racking them up; he's a very very key part of these. Super
It's pretty
Bowls.
crazy though that we have Tony at 3 and Tony didn't play with Tom or Pat.
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts to think about.
yeah.
Who was his QB in Kansas City most of those years?
Exactly. The Kansas City was bad. Kansas City
Interesting.
was bad.
I don't think any might have been a little Alex Smith.
Was
no,
Kansas
because we had Alex Smith.
was Kansas City?
Oh, you're
not-
right.
Was Kansas City not
Right.
like a laughing stock, like low key, like a Lions Texans kind of thing
They
for
were.
a long time?
They were.
Trent. Okay.
Trent
List of-
Dilfer,
No, list of Kansas
Trent
City
Dilfer.
starting quarterbacks.
bro, stop it.
Where'd
You're
it
gonna
go?
make me cry,
When did Tony start? Did you keep it up?
dude. It's bad. Look this up. This is bad.
What is Tony's first year in the Chiefs here?
Jesus Christ.
97.
97 to,
So
I
they
think
had
played a decade there.
Elvis Gerbeck and Rich
Okay.
Gannon.
Okay.
Trent Green was
97
okay.
98. Then Elvis Gerbeck, 99. And then in 2000, Elvis Gerbeck and Warren Moon for, I guess, half the season or something. Then they had Trent Green from 2001 to 2006.
Dude, they were
Damon
a
Hard-
laughing
David
stock.
Hard took over for him. Brody Coyle took over for him the year after.
My boy, they were a laughing
Wow.
stock.
They got Matt Castle in 2009. Or Cassell? Matt Castle? Yeah, it's Castle.
Wow.
Decline. Literally, if you go onto the Wikipedia page, there is a tab for the Chiefs that just says decline, and there's a picture of Tony Gonzalez into it.
Well, it's right here, right? After the Chiefs return to their defensive roots. if it's the next head coach. So they just stopped caring about offense. Forgot about that. He did play with a superstar.
Jamal
Oh.
Charles.
That man won me a
That dude
fantasy
was a
league in
dog.
my first year ever
All
playing.
right, Danny. Kick it off this
That dude was
last
a
point.
dog.
Eric Bienemhy leaving the Chiefs.
Bienemhy.
Eric Bienemhy leaving the
That
Chiefs.
is
Good or bad
is
decision?
tough.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of negatives talk about him. I don't know if you guys saw LaShawn McCoy speaking about him. He basically said that Bienemhy does nothing. Occasionally he'll talk to running backs because he's a former running backs coach. But when they watch film, it's Andy Reid.
It's all Andy Reid.
When they calling plays, it's Andy Reid.
Is that on him?
I
though, or
just-
is that
so
the
that's
fact
what-
that Andy is just that.
That's
Who
well.
knows?
That's why he made the move, and that's why he made the move because I think it's because of the
Himself.
stigma around him that
shadow.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
he's
it's
just
getting-
there to kind
yeah.
of
They're
puppet.
doing nothing.
I just don't like that. I mean, I talked about this a little bit in the group chat. It's just I just don't like how it's become so black versus white.
Yeah, you did mention
The
this.
Rooney Rule type of stuff.
Well, even not even including the Rooney Rule, it's just become a lot of black versus white. Of again, the points are valid. Like Matt LaFleur got a job with Green Bay after he had the 27th ranked offense with the Tennessee Titans that year. He was offensive coordinator. Nathaniel Hackett, we saw what he was as a head coach. Granted, he did lead a great offense with Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams in Green
Yeah,
Bay.
but Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams.
Correct. Yeah. He had those two. It's just weird to me because anybody else as a coordinator who wins a Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowls, gets a job.
We
Gets a job.
lose all our coordinators, and we don't even win
And-
Super Bowls. We just
And
get
that's what I'm
close.
saying. The Eagles lost their coordinators and they lost. Their defensive coordinator gets a job after giving up 38 points to that guy's offense.
Oh, the Eagles DC. Yeah.
Yeah. So
The Colts
that's just
head
the
coach,
thing.
right?
Yes. That's just the thing that kind of just blows my mind is
And he hasn't been hired.
how
yet, right?
no, because he's gone through 17 interviews and still no job.
Is he not going to be the Commander's OC? Is that not?
He is going to be the Commander's OC, and he's also now the assistant head coach. So he got moved up in title, but to me, it's just
Who else
it
is
just
looking
sucks.
who else needs a head coach though?
I don't
Nobody.
think, have the Panthers picked theirs? They got
Yeah,
the
Frank
offensive
Wright.
coordinator.
Frank
Or they-
Wright. No,
they got
Frank Wright.
And the Colts,
They got the DC
Colt-
from the
the Eagles.
yes. Who got the
Yeah.
OC?
Arizona.
Arizona. Yes.
Yeah.
Have all the
So
teams?
then
That's
he
what-
just chose to leave.
What?
Yeah. Because Andy Reid came out and said I think it'd be best for him if he goes to another opportunity to where he is the lead guy. He has a voice, which also leads to Andy Reid, like again, from all the stories that we've heard, is the main one behind everything. So Eric Bienemhy really had to do this. Is it gonna help him? Hell no. I think he's never gonna get a job now because his quarterback is gonna be Sam Howell.
Well, we don't know that
Go
yet.
from Pat. Well, realistically, and
Yeah.
more than likely is gonna be, but you're gonna go from
it's a
Pat
tough
Mahomes to Sam Howell. It just sucks because he had to do that because he had to break whatever stigma besides him being African American. He had to break the stigma of Andy Reid being over him and being the shadow of Andy
Right.
Reid. But I don't think it's gonna work out in his favor, which sucks because he had 2 Super Bowls and still will not be a head coach in the professional football.
Yeah, I mean, and we're not there for the interviews. We don't know. Like, is he
Exactly,
Just out
we don't
there-
know.
Is he out there just?
Well, he's
Bombing
definitely
them
he
or
doesn't
whatever.
call play. He doesn't call plays.
But that's
He's
not.
No,
just an
Andy Reid
OC.
calls the
It's
plays.
not
He's
up to
just an
him.
OC.
Yeah, it's not really up to him, right? Like, if you got Andy Reid calling plays, you're not going to be like, "Give me the play sheet. I'm going to call him." Right? Like, it's
Exactly. So he
Andy
was
Reid's gonna be calling
his
plays.
hand was
I know,
forced to make
right.
this move.
I would have stayed.
I mean, regardless, I would have just stayed. I understand for being a head, wanting to be a head coach. Again, we'll never reach those heights of what it may actually be like or to be in that position.
Right.
But damn, you're winning Super Bowls.
Mhm.
I'm just like, if I haven't gotten a job already after 17 interviews,
Bro,
you know what?
if it
Let me
ain't
just keep
broke,
stacking them
don't
up until
fix it.
even until Andy Reid retires.
Right. Go get
Like
the keys
I think
at that
that would have
point.
I think that would have been his best opportunity. Now, if Andy Reid does retire next year, maybe Eric Bienemhy comes back to interview, will he maybe be able to get the job? I believe so.
If he
But
doesn't
he
get
would have had
a
a
job
better
in
he would have had a better
KC,
opportunity. Yeah, he would have had a better opportunity if he just waited for Andy Reid to retire at that point. That's the tough part. That's what I just don't like.
I get what you're saying.
yeah, it's
So-
definitely not. I don't know. Again, like I said, we don't know what goes on in the interviews. Like he might
Exactly.
legitimately just not be good. He might
Exactly.
legitimately, it might just be, he might have been the Chiefs' way around the Rooney rule, right? They might be like, hey, let's hire him and he can just stand in and satisfy this rule.
Hey, what he could have been is more of just
Yeah.
like a player manager
Yeah, and
kind
so
of thing.
what we-
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we saw him
What?
beefing the
Oh,
sidelines. with
less
it
of
last
like
year.
an actual offensive coordinator. Obviously, he works with the offense and he, gets the guy, but he doesn't call the plays, so it's different to be
He doesn't call
more
plays,
of
he
like a
doesn't
player.
design
You know what I'm saying? Like
plays.
a player manager. Like he's more or less
Oh,
keeping
like a
guys
play-
in line,
oh.
keeping guys in check,
Okay.
making sure these guys are.
I thought you were talking about that he should have been like that position of
No,
just
I'm
like
saying
a
that might
I
be
got you,
more of
don't
what
quit.
his
Yeah.
role was
In Kansas
necessarily,
City,
since he
yeah.
doesn't. We know the
Managing the
offensive
offense.
mastermind
Yeah,
that Andy Reid is. Like he's not going to let nobody else call plays
Yeah.
because his shit's insane.
I mean it's the same.
He's
thing.
that dude. So he might have just been more of an managing
Yeah,
offensive
but
player.
you can make that argument. You can
switching
use,
personnel, making sure people are, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you can use that argument
Okay.
against it as well. Like in us, Kyle calls our plays. Our OCs don't call plays. They don't
Yeah, but
design
you also
plays.
lost one OC.
Yeah, we lost. Well, we lost OC. We lost passing game coordinators. We lost.
Again, those are different things, I feel like.
Yeah, but like again, Kyle designs the
But
plays.
it's still, but to
Kyle
other teams though, that
calls the
still is a
plays.
value. Yeah, that's still a
Right.
value to them. But it's just weird because they'll get hired, but you look at a Super Bowl winning coordinator, again, doesn't call
They
plays.
could,
but
they could
still.
just be knocking them because it's Pat.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
That
Pat,
Pat Mahomes is
Tyreek,
covering you, and you
Kelsey.
got.
Well, I
and you
mean,
got Andy
Tyreek did
Reid
the same thing.
They could
right?
just be questioning him because
Tyreek
how are
also
you going
wanted
to
to
do
prove
with this?
himself without Pat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Oh, no, Tyreek wanted to stay.
yeah, but-
Tyreek wanted to stay. The Dolphins just said, "Here's 72 million." He went back to the Chiefs, and they're like, "We can't do that. We're gonna have to trade
Exactly.
you." Tyreek wanted to stay.
I mean, of course he was, but like he was content with the
They gave him
opportunity to prove
72
himself and
million
make a bag.
guaranteed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
money's
The
getting crazy.
Chiefs were like giving him 25 a year, but they were
Mhm.
not giving him nothing guaranteed. Like
Yeah.
nothing.
I think it
close
was
to
less
that.
than. I think it was less than 50 guaranteed when
He was.
came out
I
and
think
said
he
in
was
the
going to
interview or
get
something like that.
25 a year for like 3 years, so he was going to get
Mhm.
around that 75 mark. But it was probably a fraction.
Yeah, probably less than
guaranteed.
half. Yeah, probably less
They
than
said
half.
72 million guaranteed for the Dolphins, and he was like, "Well, all right, cool. Can't beat
Yeah.
it. Trade me."
We'll just have to see though. I mean, I hope it works out for Eric Bienemhy. I really do. I believe he does deserve
I
an
don't know.
opportunity at a
I
job.
mean, Washington looked all right, but
They had moments.
but-
They definitely. They're not the worst team he could have gone to. That's
right,
for sure.
No.
could have gone to the Texans.
Yeah. Well, D'Amico's got
Mm.
his hands full.
He gonna be all right.
Mm.
I like D'Amico. He gonna be all
Yeah,
right.
we'll have to see how it works out. But in all, I hope it does work out for Eric Bienemhy. I hope he does
Right.
get at least a chance. I hope this. Well, I
Seems a
hope
bit shady,
him
though.
going. I hope him going to Washington and that's what he wanted to do. I hope it works out for him. That's
Bro,
all I gotta say.
imagine this. Imagine two sides of the coin. Imagine he goes to Washington and he's been fucking learning under Andy Reid. What if he's got some fucking Andy Reid shit up his sleeve now? And he turns the Washington team around. Washington,
I would
go
say if
gets
he
a
at least has
quarterback,
a-
gets some weapons.
If he has a
turns
top
them
10
around in a
offense, I
couple of
would.
years.
If he has a top 10 offense, I wouldn't see how you can't look at him for a
You know what
job.
I'm saying? You
Now,
got Brian Robinson. You've got
What if it's one of those situations where you can see that the offense is like he creates a good offense, but the quarterback's just
the
not
personnel
it,
is
right?
trash right now.
Well, like aside from like Terry and like Brian Robinson's looks like he has definitely got
And I would say
potential.
Jahan Dotson
He's
was
got
pretty
Jahan
solid.
Dotson,
He had a
yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
potential. He was a touchdown
Yeah,
machine.
he's
He just
Mhm.
couldn't
a big
stay healthy with
contested
that
catch
hamstring.
guy.
Mhm.
So if you can, I think it's gonna. You also have to kind of look at the eye test too when you look at these types of things.
I love the eye
If
test.
they don't have a proven quarterback, you have to watch the games and look at the plays develop and see is he scheming? Are guys getting schemed open, and is the quarterback just missing the throws?
Exactly.
Or is he just not getting the ball out and getting sacked? Like what's going on?
I want to
So
see
if,
too.
If it's not a top 10 offense or top 15 offense.
I want to see
whatever.
where they
Mhm.
start at the beginning of the year and how they progress
how they
to week
finish.
Yeah.
17. Do that?
Yeah.
Do we get a bump in points per game? Do we get guys actually increasing their stats? Like, do we seeing
Mhm.
improvement? Right. But yeah, I mean, that's another side of the coin. I feel like we could see is maybe he's just been in the shadows, but we don't like Vitor said, we don't know what the interviews are like.
Exactly.
So
It's
hopefully we
easy
can-
for us to be like, it's outrageous that he
something's
doesn't have
got to
a
be
job.
wrong.
And then you can go interview him, and he's like, "So, what were you doing for Kansas City?"
Yeah.
Pat a lot.
I was just making sure that everyone was happy. Then you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, so you didn't? Did you
Actually
design
do
any of the
anything,
plays?
yeah.
No.
We don't know.
Did you? What was your contribution to the offense?" Then you're like,
Minimal.
Or like you said, Danny, could have been just team's excuse for a Rooney Rule, just to
Yeah.
just to get the
say,
interview.
oh, we interviewed him.
Yep.
But we
Because
already
if,
had our guy
and
lined up.
again, it's
Never
gonna,
know.
I mean, before, or if y'all have anything else, but like, it's just gonna show more that if these coordinators don't work out, like,
Right.
it's just gonna create an even bigger
Mhm.
mess than what it
Right.
already is, unfortunately. It's just what it's gonna be, man.
That's it, brother.
I know, man. That was,
That's it. That was
got
pretty
through
good.
for you guys. You know, we tried, we stayed, I say we stayed around our time frame, I think, for the first
Yeah.
time.
Said
in,
hour 30. We're about 37.
for the first time in 38 episodes,
Not
Yeah.
too
we
bad.
stayed in our little time frame there. But thank everybody for tuning in. It's episode 39 here. Again, we took a little week off there, a little refresher for us, so that we can catch back up on everything. Thank you all again for tuning in. We'll be back next week, full crew, for number 40. Again,
Big
almost at
4-0, baby.
40.
I know, almost at number 50. I mean, at the rate we're
Half a
going, we might
century.
might be going, you know, we might align up with our year. We'll see how that goes.
Getting
But
close.
it'll be close. But thank you all again for tuning in. Check out our TikToks, our Instagram, YouTube channel. Full episode will be uploaded for you guys, so that way you guys can see a lot of our reactions instead of just listening on podcast apps.
Yes,
What else you
sir.
got for me, brother? What else you got for me?
We love you, Josh Allen.
Joey Shiesty. But enjoy the rest of your week, guys, and we'll catch you guys next week for number 40. Have a good one.
We love you, Josh Allen.